Well, that's
Real
cool.
nice.
Yeah, Sarah,
That's awesome.
read a book, Sarah. Got him.
Yeah, I bought this shirt from a guy with a wagon for 45 bucks. It was a good deal.
Hell yeah.
I love a guy with a wagon.
He told me it was legit, but for 45 bucks I knew it was fake, but I still bought it.
Yeah, it's Argentina is spelled correctly. 17.
Those are correct. That's good.
Yeah, it's got all the patches on there too. It's really nice.
Hell
It
yeah.
looks really nice, yeah.
I may just wear it up to like 3
Yeah.
washes that it's gonna be done.
Yes, Queen.
It'll start peeling.
I checked the stream and
He's on his bonus. We're back.
Thank you, Swiffer.
all of us are really low.
You're all still really low. Okay, that was the case last time. You guys bicker, figure out who's gonna take the weapons and stuff, and I will try to fix it.
That's
Yeah,
who Drew wants us to be really low. JP, I was saying, Drew wants us to equip the items we received before we proceed with our adventure. So we have that acorn helmet, which I was saying should not go to Swoopy because she can already talk to animals.
Chekaruski. Okay, yep. Do that.
So I kind of want it, but I also don't.
Double. Yeah. Whoever wants it can have it.
And then you have your staff. I mean, it doesn't talk to all aquatic animals, but it does. I mean, it talks to all aquatic animals, but not
Yeah.
like animals.
Yeah, yeah, but we should spread that. Yeah, we should spread that power around, right? Somebody else should wear the acorn. And if they decide they want to give it to somebody else later, they can do that, right? Permanently.
Yeah,
I
totally.
mean, I could definitely wear it. I'm always in the crow's nest, just in case I fall again.
Plus, you look fucking
And you
cool.
can talk to crows.
What's up for grabs? There's the helmet, longsword, 2 armors, and there was one more mace or something.
I wrote it down somewhere. I can't remember. It should be in the chat from a couple days ago. Sorry, I should be a better DM. Lots of clicking, but we're not getting too much louder. It's okay, Swiffer, you can tell me on the thing. So, Swiffer, do you guys sound louder or the same?
The reason why I'm typing to you is because I'm full muted in here.
Oh, okay.
Why I'm trying to listen to the stream.
I turned myself down slightly, and I turned you guys up another like 25%.
2 maces, 1 longsword, 2 sets of scale mail armor, AC 14, and acorn helmet. Is what we're currently looking at in terms of items that we need to deal out.
Because I'm ignorant.
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 We could
What is armor AC 14 do if you're already AC 14? Not that I am.
Nothing. I would be interested in one of those armors. I think mainly because I have to use a spell to give myself a higher combat thing. And I have a really low one just because I am a wiser.
Sarah, I love you. Did you just say wizard?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
my fun way of saying wizard.
Okay.
Because I'm wiser.
Oh, so it's a fun
Wiser.
joke.
It's a joke.
Okay, I really liked it.
Thank you.
Alright. I made one more switch. And I added I think I added the acorn helmet to D&D Beyond, so you should be able to just like add it to your inventory.
Yeah. I mean, if the longsword's good, I am proficient in longswords, so if that's an option, I'd rather take the longsword over the helmet. I didn't a
You can have
weapon
two-
available.
Yeah. Yeah. People who don't have weapons should have a weapon, and I'm also interested in an armor. So nobody has dibs on the other armor. I'll take it.
I'll take one of the maces. I'm proficient in maces.
Could you do that one more? There's one rank.
Just a mace.
Let's do
I
that.
feel like, yeah, I feel like my character might benefit from the helmet, just because I have been crushed and I do fall a lot, because I go first anywhere
And I
we
also
go.
feel like you explore a lot, so you have more diversity in encountering such creatures.
So let's go with what I'm hearing. If I'm hearing correctly, is let's go with at least long sword for Bahud, armor for Sarah, sweepy one mace, armor for me, helmet for
Ango.
what did you say?
Angus,
Angle?
right?
No, Nomad's taking the helmet.
Oh, I'm
and
sorry.
I'll be taking the long sword.
Gotcha.
Nomad, it gets the helmet. Armor is for Amaya. Was it Jasora also? No, she gets a mace.
She has a mace,
Yeah,
and
mace.
then we'll maybe give MC the extra mace.
I was gonna ask if he had a sword. I know he has that weird one that.
He has the yeah, he has a sword kind of.
What's
Just
his name?
as a, sorry, just as a quick question, when I add something, does it matter if it goes to equipment, backpack, or pouch?
It matters.
Yes. If you want to do it to equipment and you want to check the little box next to it, so that it like is it attached to your character? Yeah, the little box check is like what
So
puts
you're
it in your
actually
character.
wearing it.
Right.
Because if you're not wearing it, it won't do anything.
D&D Beyond is lacking in some areas, but automatically like putting the equipment and doing the math for you is like one of my favorite features that it has.
What's it? Scale mail armor thingy?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You guys are starting to look a little ferocious.
I'm starting to feel really ferocious. Because I'm hungry.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. That checks out.
Is it just a regular longsword?
Unfortunately, well, I mean, you sound so disappointed, but yes, it is.
I was just wondering.
It breaks. No. One other piece of housekeeping while I listened to the last episode. Great job, guys. Swiffer, it's clock starting time. I promise we'll eventually finish some of these clocks. Swiffer, if you could start a 3-piece clock and fill in one.
Okay.
What's the name of this clock?
Ancient Aquan. She took some time and got sticky so she could read some Ancient Aquan. When you fill that up, please let me know. And anytime you do anything like dealing with Ancient Aquan, please let me know so we can decide if we're going to fill in another piece of the pie. Last week, things were going so well. I feel like a lot happened. We got close to some slugs. We maybe lied to some people. We've got some interesting forged documents. However, at the very tail end, there was a bit of an adjustment regarding this present moment we're in now. I believe everyone's on the boat except for 3 people. Nomad, Varric, and Angus. Does that sound right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Nomad and Varric walked into the tavern, where some soldiers possibly recognized Varric and asked for his name, which Varric replied that his name was Varric. And the guards drew swords and approached the group, and Angus heard it from outside. And that is the present moment. You're on Mukatun, is the name of the island.
Yep. I did hear that part of the thing. Before we get into that part, I'm gonna ask the people in the boat who wants to go get a beer before we set sail. Anyone want to get a beer?
Anybody thirsty? You're about to go out. There's no beer out on the ocean.
Yeah, I'm gonna get one last ale before, because I don't know when the next island is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also thirsty.
Okay.
I'll go.
Alright.
Angus is there, and Nomad. We'll just what is it called? We'll just retroactively say you already had the acorn helmet on. Like that all happened when you guys were all in the boat together. So weapons and stuff, you don't have to go back to the boat. Like we're just gonna say that already happened.
And we should do that moving forward when we buy something.
Yeah, just have a good we'll just assume if it makes sense and you guys aren't like actively in a situation that you guys can like interchange stuff with the boat, whenever you want.
Yep, that makes sense.
And I think you guys have a spare mace, possibly, or spare things. Just make sure someone's tracking it.
We'll give it to MC.
Oh yeah, you know what? I will put it on his character. I have it up right now.
Yeah. Then we can trade it amongst the players later. But
Yeah.
it's out there.
I'd be devastated if you guys are like fighting the final squid monster and you're like, oh no, I thought I had a whatever the fuck, and I don't.
Village.
Here we go. Equipment. I don't know why he has 2 backpacks, but that's fine. Yeah. So these guards are approaching. Let's say, since you guys weren't there, everyone's outside the inn. Angus is closer to the entrance, but everyone is in adjacent. Let's call it 20 feet, 30 feet from the tavern / grill / inn. I forgot the name of it.
The sticky fingers.
The sticky. Thank you so much. That was a test, and everyone wins. These guards say, they've got their swords drawn at you, Nomad and Varric, and they say, "Whoa, what's this kid doing with you?" They say to you, Nomad.
What do you mean? We were just here to get a drink. I don't know what the big commotion is.
We got a poster about this kid a couple days ago. It's hung up in the barracks. This kid's been missing. He's a wanted fugitive. How is he with you?
Well, you see, we found him in a small boat on the ocean doing some fishing, and our last fisherman fell overboard and died, so we needed a new fisherman, so we decided to hire him at a gold every other week wage. It's a pretty good deal.
Son, is that true? You're under arrest, right? Varric looks like very uncomfortable and is about to like bolt to run. And sensing that, you know what, that's not fair. Roll a deception check and let's see if you can influence what's about to happen. That feels believable. I don't feel like you said anything too outrageous.
All right. Deception. 12.
This is the second time this has happened. They also roll a 12. They like turn to each other to kind of like try to make sense of this. Varric takes that moment. This is a room with like 15 other people in it. Varric takes this moment to sprint out the door. He is out the door before they turn back, kind of like a cartoon. His image like disappears and reappears at the door.
I'm going to take the time while he runs out to snag him and run away with him, but in a sneakier manner than he was going to.
Boat crew that's walking to the tavern, you're approaching the tavern and you see Angus grabbing the back scruff of Varric's shirt and hustling him, like he looks like he's sprinting right towards you.
Yeah.
Real quick before we enter, Nomad, these 2 guards point at you and say, "Don't move." What do you do?
I'd like to call to the magistrate and say Jackie sent me.
Did Jackie send you?
Yeah, she told me where to find him.
The magistrate stands up. These 2 guards grab each of your arms. What do you guys do outside?
We're gonna walk in and like buy some rounds of beer before we leave.
Angus and Varric, you were running past them, and you see another pair of guards, like, eyeballing you. Like, as you're running past. They haven't drawn their swords or anything, but they're, like, suspicious of you.
Oh, wait. What's going on?
Oh, you're muted. Don't say anything awesome.
I'm just gonna keep running towards the boat. I'm not gonna answer.
Yeah, you're not even
Wait,
engaged.
Should be concerned.
I'm gone.
I think we should buy them time. Let's get in there and assess, and then buy them some time. I don't know what's going on.
You guys are walking in as the Magister is approaching Nomad, who is being... Nomad's not a big, huge boy. He is being manhandled by 2 guards. And as you walk in, the Magister says, "What, is this true? What, have you been harboring a fugitive?"
I have no idea what that word even means.
This is like if you guys recall, this is a younger Magister. The youngest you've seen by far, probably by multiple decades.
A 41-year-old or something like that.
Yeah, and he looks at you nervously. He's obviously a person with already a lot on their mind. And he says, Jesus, okay. Manacle this kid and take him back to the barracks. We're gonna figure this out. What ship did he come in on?
Hold on a second, fellas.
Did you just call me a kid?
He thinks because you're short that you might be a child.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
At that moment, the rest of you walk in.
Hold on a second. I think there's a misunderstanding here. This gentleman is a part of my crew. Actually, quite a valuable member of our crew. I'm given to understand that we have some very serious matters in the island regarding the
Slugs.
Slugs, yeah, the slugs.
Yeah.
Magistrate, what is the what's the current status? Where do we stand with that?
Well, most of them are dead. I'm probably going to lose the first and only magistership that I've ever received. And now, felon and fugitives have walked upon, right in my very midst. Chain this kid up.
Yeah, that's not a kid. That's a full grown.
This is an adult man.
It's an adult man. Yeah.
I challenge you to a drinking contest right now. Let's go.
I don't think you're understanding the situation. These 2 grown men pull out metal manacles and secure them to your wrist behind you.
Very good. Don't worry, Captain. It's not the first time this has happened to me.
I have a feeling he has it.
We ran his prince, and this kid's got priors. This kid's a 3 striker. No, he's...
Yeah.
He looks at you and says, "Are you aware that you're harboring a fugitive?"
I don't think we're harboring a fugitive. Here's the thing. We're just people trying to find our way out here in the sea, man. That's all we're doing. Just like you are in need of help, other folks are in need of help. We're trying to help people out. That's all we're doing here.
He motions to one of the guards and says, "Sal, can you go get the other guards? I don't want that ship leaving."
Can you bring Terry, actually? I need Terry.
The other guard looks at you and, confusedly, nods his head, not knowing how you would know Terry.
Night shift Terry.
Terry with an E, he says.
Yeah.
Not the wrong Terry, but the right Terry.
And just so you guys get a lay of the land, everyone that was coming to the tavern is here in your squad. There's a magister, there's a farmer, there's a scientist. There's 10 other people who they're watching this interaction, but they're not involved. One guard is holding Nomad, by his manacles behind him, and the other guard has left. Angus...
Can I approach the scientist?
What's up?
Can I approach the scientist?
Yeah, you can just sidestep this whole situation and talk to the scientist for sure. What do you say?
I'm gonna keep an eye on the situation while I talk to the scientist.
Sure, I feel like that's doable. This is antler folk. He's mid-50s. His antlers are shaved down and kind of capped with little gold pieces. charmed, I'm sure, and he curtsies, but in the manliest possible way.
Okay. I do a little bow, a little nod of my head. And I ask, how do you feel about this slug situation?
It's nasty business, and now this island's going to hell in a handbasket. Does Amaya, do you keep like a book to read your spells out of? Like, I don't remember how Wizards work.
If I had a book, it would be a very small notebook.
I could dig that. Like, because as you can see, he's got like a holster for a book, like around his neck. And it looks to be like a little journal of his own. And he looks down and sees yours, maybe on your hip or something like that. And he goes, I see you're well read as well.
I am fond of information. What brought you to this island?
They sent for me. I've only arrived a few days prior. My name is... I fucking forgot this dude's name. Stand by. Krensley. I am, you likely already know, one of the most renowned biologists of the Radiant Empire. I've studied animal husbandry and curative foliage for damn near 30 years of my life. And the issue I'm having, he has like comically small glasses that you're not even sure like why they may just be like a glasses flex, like it's 2018 and everyone's wearing glasses to look smart. And he lowers them to look at you over them and says,
They don't have lenses?
Yeah, there's no lenses in it. It's a pure flex move, and they're perfectly round. And he says, damn near I can tell there's nothing physically causing their illness. It's the damnedest thing, and I fear my old friend here, who I met back in fantasy college. Nope, I gotta do better than that. At the college
Academy?
of the academy, the fantasy academy. And he gestures to the magister. I thought I could help an old friend, but I fear him as useless as a shovel in a crypt.
An old friend from the academy? He looks quite young. How well do you know him?
I was a fantasy graduate assistant for his freshman biology class. I didn't really think this part through.
A TA, got it.
You know how, like, really nerdy kids, like, befriend their TAs and stuff? Not to cast aspersions if anyone did that, you follow your heart. But that's the situation here.
That felt kind of personal.
Yeah, that felt like I targeted someone, and I apologize. But,
I've been attacked.
yeah, you guys still, like, go have dinner with your fucking TA. But,
Adam was my TA/GA. How does that make you feel?
And
He's actually my friend.
I think that proves my
What's up
fucking
with
point. Exactly. But that is the same familiarity you have here between these two gentlemen. He was finishing his studies at Brenulin Academy. While you guys are talking... Oh, go ahead, Sarah.
No,
Okay.
you're good.
Okay, we'll come back to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Magistrate, can I have a word with you in private, please?
Oh, yes, just a moment. I need you to explain to me now. What the hell is going on? Were you harboring that boy?
Let me touch on this matter real quick. Here's the thing.
I'm not a boy. We talked about this.
No, he's talking about the other boy, the other child. He says.
Here's the situation. I think we can find some common ground here. You have this appointment, very important. The slugs are dying. I think we have the right combination of talent here to solve or help you solve your problem. Hear me out. Here's the thing. By just happenstance, we landed here, and also, our crew is very skilled in a variety of different traits, including science. The man that you put in cuffs right now and you're taken to jail has a special power, and he can actually talk to slugs via his helmet and the knowledge that he has. So he may be able to talk to the slugs here and identify what's ailing them so that we can implement a solution. We have equipment in our vessel that allows us to do some high level science and some expertise. So I think the more pressing matter here, there's a lot of matters, but the most pressing one is restoring the health of these slugs so that we can make this island to return it to its former glory. But for that, we need the full complement of my team and every asset that you have available.
This is going to be a fairly important persuasion roll. Go ahead and give me that. Give me them bones. Don't roll it yet. Have you rolled it yet?
No, not yet.
I'm gonna tell you what you need to get because I think that can that makes things a little more interesting. What's up, Sarah?
Can I
touch him with guidance?
Okay, so let's say Jasora kind of like can tell, like we are in an important situation right now, and this maybe needs guidance. I'll allow that. Like I feel like you're easily within arm distance. You whisper whatever your magic words are. I'm gonna need that in an Australian accent.
Wait, what'd you say?
I need that again, but Australian, please. Just so we can respect the character.
You got this.
That was really good. Okay, that's guidance. Sarah, what were you gonna do? Cast Ice Knife?
Yes.
Sarah stabs this motherfucker through the head with a knife made out of ice, and it's cool as hell.
Through the eyeball.
Unintended.
Yeah. Oh, Sarah, are you really like readying an attack in case this doesn't go the right way?
No, I'm really not.
Okay. All right, Japer. This is a pickle. Okay, go ahead.
Hit me with the two things. Well, first you said that you were going to give me the number. I need to hit.
I'm gonna give you the number.
Yep.
I'm thinking. This is not good. This is a red-handed situation. I think you got to get 15 or higher, bud.
All right. And then, mechanically speaking, right?
Yeah.
In the back of my head, I was thinking of going. If my persuasive way doesn't work, you can't do it with honey. We're gonna do it with vinegar.
We're gonna do it with vinegar.
I'm gonna go intimidation, right?
Okay. So you've got an immediate fallback of like, if this doesn't work, I'm gonna threaten this person's life.
I asked you nicely the first time.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's fair.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is me trying to be reasonable.
Yeah. Alright.
Persuasion. Here we go.
And you're gonna add, how much is it, Swiffer? 1d4?
Yes.
Okay.
There goes nothing. 13 plus.
You need to roll a 1d4, and it needs to be not a 1.
Why do you pressure me like this, Drew?
It's a 3.
It's
He looks at you for a long time. And like a quiet settles over the room as even like the people at the other tables aren't talking. And he like talks to you a little quieter, like so that maybe only you and he can like hear. He says, "Okay. If I'm understanding what you are gonna solve my situation, and then we're gonna solve your situation."
Correct. And this could be the beginning of a future good relationship. We're rooting for you here. This is why we want to help you.
This could work. Jesus. Come with me. He gestures Krenly, the biologist that Amaya was talking to follow you into like a more secluded corner of this bar. And all of you are welcome to join, or everyone here. The guard is still standing with a manacled Nomad. I want to take this moment. I feel like, Angus, you're back at the ship, and 4 guards are approaching the ship.
Can we send word to Angus to join us and to bring Douglas with him? We're gonna let Douglas step on shore.
Back if you want.
So here's the thing, and I feel like we gotta respect the fiction. He has no way of knowing. Last thing he saw is that this broke bad, and now things are very bad. He would have no way of knowing that everything is maybe gonna be okay.
Yeah, but I'm independent of that move, right? If we're gonna meet in a room and go over what needs to happen, I want to get our one of our best scientists in the boat, old Douglas.
Oh, so you're gonna dispatch like Jasor or something to go get Douglas?
We get Douglas or whoever is on the boat. You know what I'm saying? Because we may need our combined might here in order to solve the slug problem, depending on what it is.
Angus, you and Varric arrive on the ship. You're not out of breath because Angus has long strides. You did this in like 4 minutes. Like you ran basically a 4-minute half mile here.
Very
And
nimble.
he's a very nimble young man. And you guys are on the boat and you see 4 guards approaching. What do you do?
Am I already on the boat? Or
I would say
am I
you
approaching the boat?
ran past all of them. You could be approaching the boat though if you want.
I would like. For me, I was hoping to like make it onto the boat.
Yeah.
And hide him away, and then bring Dobbles out in place of him, so that they think I was running with him, and we were just taking a slight jog.
The guards approach and Varric's like quickly goes, because that's maybe where he sleeps anyway. He goes and tucks himself into the secret compartment area. And the 3 guards are like right next to the entrance of your ship. And they say, son, we've got orders that this ship doesn't leave. We're coming aboard and we're gonna search you. Are you gonna resist us?
Are you gonna search what?
The ship.
Based on whose orders?
The Magister's orders.
Yeah, no, you can't do that. Not without my captain's orders. So you're gonna have to follow me to, me and my boy Dobbles here. We were about to go hang out with my captain. So you could follow me and we'll go have a chat.
You look at this name tag and it's Other Terry. And he like shakes his head and he goes, alright lads, keep an eye on this ship. I'll take this guy. We'll go talk to the Magister. And you're taking Dobbles and old boy's he's gonna hide in his secret compartment.
Yep.
The 2 guards are not gonna be on your ship, but they're gonna basically like stand guard at the entry and exit.
And I'm gonna take a good look at him. I'm gonna give him the old watching you look.
Ocular pat down.
Yeah, the old ocular pat down. Let him know I'm watching y'all.
Okay, this
And
feels
y'all
good.
gotta respect the law.
I'm gonna use that this week. I'm using ocular pad.
Yeah, you gotta give him the old ocular pat down.
Yeah.
Okay, now I feel like that situation is resolved enough. I just want to make sure we were all on the same ship here. Okay, you guys are in this corner booth. Think mafia style, Godfather style corner of the Italian restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
And the Magister says, listen, I'll keep this as quiet as I can, but you've got to save these slugs. I can't lose another one. We had 10 or 11 when we got here. We've got 3 left. This island can't support... Economically, it just won't make any sense if we have less than 3. And he slams his hand on the table, like Michael Chiklis in The Shield, and says... And he says, you've got 24 hours.
Alright. Yeah.
He's not prepared to talk about the terms of, like, the agreement. That will be based on you guys' success.
Yeah. We'll chat about that later. I'm more interested in fixing the slug. How do you want to do getting everybody who knows anything about slugs together and like sharing that knowledge? Do we want to do a meeting? Do we want to just go talk to the slugs?
That is up to you guys.
Okay, so if it's up to us,
I designed this one a little bit more like
freestyle.
like it's an open world island. Think of it as it's a video game. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Magistrate. So, who are the people here that you brought in that can help us solve the issue? And what is their area of expertise? Can we get a quick listing of these folks?
Yeah. So, he wouldn't say it this way, but just mechanically, I'll break it down for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
He explains that like the moment they realized something, like a slug dying, like they were like, oh, that's bad luck. But like we've got these ranchers here and everything's gonna be fine. But as they keep dying, they start escalating and they send for help from the Viridian Empire.
Got it.
The Viridian Empire sends several, like, they put out a call, basically, to, like, hey, anyone that will help this, the Viridian Empire will be indebted to you. But we're going to send our own biologist because this is, if someone can figure it out, it's this guy. But if anyone can fix it, we'll give you a reward, like, we'll figure that out. So, Krensley is the biologist sent from the Viridian Empire. He's just a biologist, a very scientific person. Some other people that have shown up to try to help, like, upon hearing word. You've got this, like... Sorry, I'm looking through. I put a bunch of people of interest here. Stand by. There's a young woman who's like a trader, but she trades in potions. She appeared... You see her at a table, like, in this tavern. She's kind of, like, making note of all the various poultices and whatnot she has on the table. She's a Vulpine woman. And there's a middle-aged Antlerkin woman who's, like, has, like, several books attached to her and on her backpack. And she's there to try to help as well. But he explains that they've not been able to solve the issue. And everyone else is not there to help. They were hoping to, like, make their fame and fortune by selling what the slugs produce.
Got it. Yeah. Industry folk for the slug marketplace.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for the lay of the land and all the detail. We're gonna need access to everything on this island just so that we can. So there's no bureaucracy because we only have 24 hours. But we're not going to be trespassing. If it gets sketchy, you and I can talk it out and figure it out. But if you don't have anything else that may help us, because ultimately we're here to help you, I want to get busy. And I would like my crew members to go with me to go check this out, as well as the 3 experts that are here.
He also says, not technically as experts, but he tells you there's an elf man there. He's like you can clearly tell he's dressed for, like, outdoor work. He's the rancher that's been taking care of these creatures, and along with his wife.
Okay.
And he says one more thing.
Yeah.
We have an understanding, I believe. However, I insist one of my guards stay with you at all times. Like, you understand.
Yeah, for sure. Can we request the right Terry and not the wrong Terry?
We'll see if we can get you the correct Terry.
Got Terry 2 over there.
Yeah, Terry 2 is bad news.
Okay. So then, if that's the end of that interaction, I want to fast forward with the with my crew.
Sarah, was there anything else? Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Was there anything else you wanted to ask old boy? The biologist. It's okay if not. I just felt like I felt like you were gonna ask him something else.
No.
Okay.
I'd rather move on.
Gotcha.
Thank you.
All right.
You're a witness.
Am I still in chains?
No. He unmanacles you begrudgingly. Terry 2 does. But he like keeps a close eye on you. Like, he's keeping an eye on everyone, but he's keeping an eye on you specifically.
Yeah. So then we go to outside, maybe when we're not in earshot of any of these folks. Right?
Mhm.
We got a little team huddle. All right, team. We're gonna try to fix this and maybe get some favors granted our way. The things could be dying naturally for something, some biological reason, or maybe it's an insider job. They're getting poisoned, something. So we gotta step through this quickly, but also with a little bit of with our ears and eyes out there and into the ground, because any of these people who were here could be the ones that were causing the problem. Could be an insider job, or maybe they're just dying because the environment is suited to it. So, first step, unless anybody has any other ideas, is we go with the helmet. And, Nomad goes
Try
south
the
east.
trident as well. I couldn't talk to him.
Kill one.
Yeah, I like that idea. Let's go. So we'll go talk to them using what we have in our disposal, and then now that we have access to the creatures, we'll bring the science team also and try to see if there's anything in the test that we need to run on these things.
I would like to spend some time with I saw a girl looking at a potion, and then the girl with the books.
Okay, I like that. Let's do that.
As you
Captain,
go ahead.
Yes, sir.
we have to make sure we check out the chalk markings. There was chalk, and then I may have threatened to kill one of the snails, and then they took me away. So we have to check the chalk this time in the stalls.
All right, let's do that too. So let's we'll divide in 2 teams. Amaya can talk to the science team and get them organized, and then get Douglas briefed on this, see if he has any insight, and then we'll start working on talking to the slugs and trying to chat with them, and then we'll all meet together at the chalk markings in about an hour, and then we'll compare our notes from there. And then we'll have to cross-examine maybe some of the ranchers and other people, but let's get moving with the facts here.
As you guys break your huddle, another person arrives like on the island and is walking past you. This is a half-orc woman, and her backpack. You ever seen like one of those like they play? There's like 10 instruments attached to it. Like they've got a harmonica strapped to their head, and they've got like a drum in front of them, and they're hitting their foot, and it's playing like 10 different instruments.
Yeah.
It's like that, but it's alchemical supplies. There's potions and like baubles hanging from like every bit of her, and she's like whistling a tune as she walks past you from the docks. Who's going to the stables, and what do you do? We'll do the stables first, and then we'll do the inside people.
I gestured to before as we see the lady going walking by. I gestured to Amaya to also talk to her, see what she knows, see what she's here for. And I'm gonna go to the stables and just see what the slugs. I haven't seen them yet because I've been buying and doing other shit, so I'm kind of curious what the slugs look like.
Yeah, you guys walk up to the slugs. I described it a little bit last time, but basically it's like these 10 stalls, but they're huge. Like each slug has been given a significant think like a 10 by 15 space. And like special dirt has been brought in for like their area where they're intended to sleep, and this is all newly built. And I believe in the 4th little stable area, you saw like residue of chalk. I believe Nomad did, and in the first 3, there are 3 slugs the size of like cows. These are quite large, and next to the 3rd one, an elf woman is like kneeling next to it and like trying to feed it a fantasy carrot. And just for whether you guys like split up or anything, for the time being, a guard is always in proximity.
Yep. That's cool. Nomad, you have the helmet. Here's my trident. And you try to talk to each one of these separate slugs and try to get some information as to what their ailment is or what's affecting their bodies or themselves.
Would these slugs be considered tiny woodland beasts? That's a question for the DM.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. They are. I would say they are woodland beasts. Does the helmet say tiny?
It does, yeah.
Ah, okay. So
I
that
don't
would
wanna abuse it, you know.
Yeah, that would only be like chipmunk, squirrel, like a handheld creature.
All right, so.
But
I'd
you
like
guys
to
still
call
have the
guard.
trident or something though.
Well,
Can I call the guard over? Like motion to him to come closer.
no matter, I have an idea. We can also, by the way, still talk to the guard.
Stab it.
We can go find some snails. We can talk to those, and then maybe they can serve as proxies.
Yeah, I was gonna have the guard go do that dirty work for us.
Okay, sounds good.
The guard says, it's the wrong Terry. You got bad luck. Yeah, he's keeping an eye on you. He says, what do you want, kid?
All right, so listen.
What are you, 15 years
want-
old?
Right. Okay, we'll get to that later. Maybe we'll arm wrestle or something. But anyways, if you want this solved and you want your magistrate to be happy, I need tiny woodland beasts. Okay, I need all the squirrels, all the bunnies, all the chipmunks, and just basically take one of these empty stalls and fill it. And then I need a little stool to sit on, and maybe a piece of paper or something. I gotta do some interviews here.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'll get right on that. He does not move.
Really? That's interesting. Alright, I'll pretend like he was genuine in that moment, that he's gonna do it. Maybe like through a walkie-talkie or something.
Yeah, he gestures to a walkie-talkie that's not in his hands. It says, yeah, I'll have the boys wrangle some up for you.
Alright. Very good. Thanks, Terry. Maybe you're not that bad, but still, if you find the other Terry, I'd much prefer him. He smells much better.
We'll keep an eye out.
So, yeah. Alright. So, Captain, I think if we talk to the woodland creatures, and then I really think we gotta check out this chalk, right? It could be a marking. You know how sometimes like criminals like leave like their mark on something.
Yep.
Maybe that could lead us somewhere. So I don't know if we could do like investigation checks like in the area, or
No, let's do that. I'm good with that.
how's your investigation?
Nat 0.
Tell me if you to investigate. Tell me what you're looking at specifically.
So, I would say I would just kind of be like panning like up and down like the walls of the stable, looking for any kind of like marking that somebody did this.
Yeah, go ahead and roll for me.
I wanted to investigate the chalk.
Yeah, go ahead and roll them bones. Anyone investigating the chalk in like the walled areas, let me know. Or roll them bones. Let's see what we got.
Okay, we're gonna have a natural 1.
You are looking the wrong way, and you're like, how did this even happen? You're not even sure like how you got here. You become like you take 10 psychic damage as you try to recover just like who these people around you even are.
Alright.
And you fall into a mud pie. What is everyone else doing?
Rolled a 4 on my investigation.
You do see the wall, and it's made of like you think a sort of wood material.
Guys, I think this walls are made of wood.
Nope. It's definitely sheet wood, not wood.
Oh.
Tell me what Red River, please. Tell me what Red River rolled.
I'm covering it.
It has to be over a 4, just statistically.
13.
You see not only a wooden wall, but with a 13, you can see the chalk outline. Much of the, like 95% of the chalk is gone, but you can see like where the wood is dented slightly where someone drew on it in the 4th stall. It looks
What
like
did they draw? Yeah.
it looks like it's not a language that you know, but it's one symbol. Make me an Arcana check.
Thanks.
You know, just because of Red River's backstory, that this is some sort of like magic, and like that is not your jam. Like you don't even like looking at like Red River. Red River is not a magic like fan, right? Yeah. So you're like, this is weird. I don't want to be like near this. This is sinister.
Yeah. It's some bad omen is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And could I tell with the 13 that it was done with a tool or done by not a human but by a creature?
Yeah, it was definitely done by like, it's too intricately drawn to have been done by like accident or by like a not intelligent creature.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Team, there's definitely some kind of, maybe potentially some kind of rune or something. I've seen these before. Goes through traveling. I don't know if there is something more sinister than we thought. Maybe some magic is at play here versus just, a regular biological situation.
Alright, I say we investigate the elf lady taking care of the slug. I bet she knows magic. And then we take her in, and we trade her for a lot of money.
You guys
I think
approach
that was
the elf woman, and she looks up at you from like trying to feed this slug, and she gestures kind of like to her mouth, like a shh, like don't spook her. What do you say to the elf woman?
Well,
Lady, who else has access to the stables that you know of?
She like sets the carrot down in front of the slug, who starts to like peck at it and then like retract its face. She lets out like a sigh. She goes, I don't know, the security's fairly tight, especially after we lost Clementine, but I suppose anyone, it's open air. There are guard patrols. I've asked for them to, they've only, the last few days, stationed someone in the literal stables, but, you know, we only have so many guards, and they can't stay up all night. Not with all this lumber around. Or that's what they told me, anyway.
Yeah, so we'll probably set up a regular patrol here just to keep an eye on the ones that we have here already. Can be a guard. Well, we can't trust the guards here, but it'll be two of our shipmates to keep an eye on these guys all the time.
Could I pick up the carrot and eat it?
Yeah, while they're having this conversation, you walk past the slug and begin eating this carrot.
Is there any way to like would there be any role that I could like try to tell like
To eat the carrot?
like the freshness of it, or like if it just like tastes off in like any manner? Like I wonder if these
interesting.
slugs are being poisoned by the food source.
Make a, I want to say survival check.
All right.
And Red River, now that this woman is like actively engaging with you, her clothes are like very, very dirty. Like you surmise that maybe she's been sleeping in here with the slugs.
Yeah. Have you? How much time do you spend here looking after this place?
Aside from my husband, these slugs are my life. I spent the last 5 years learning everything about them. Why would someone do this? She says to you.
I don't know, but can you tell me what you think is happening here?
We thought it was a spout of dry fever, but the biologist ruled that out. I've never seen this. It's like they've given up. The people don't understand just because they don't look like us. They still feel things.
Do you think there could be any kind of magic at play here? Some other magical power that's interfering with the health of the slugs?
It could be.
Elves are pretty magic savvy.
It's pretty racist, that was the thing you just said, she says. And she says, no, that was for my cousin Bertha. She was always the magic user. I've always taken more to the critters.
Yeah.
If this is magic and the island is cursed like they say, I brought these poor creatures to their doom. And she looks like dejected.
Maybe there's a way to reverse it. Who's an authority in magic in this island? Do we know?
The potion lady said she knew a bit, but she's not able to come up with a formula better than... Jesus, I don't even feel silly telling you. She says she's got a potion that can freeze them until we find out what's wrong, but there's no telling if these babies will even survive that.
Yeah. Word. Good point. Yeah, we need to start talking to somebody. Let's maybe Terry, the wrong Terry. I know you're not a very helpful fella, but can you tell one of your guard fellas to go summon the potion lady and the rest of the science team here? Maybe they can take a look at the runes that we found in the stable. Well, they're gonna be here anyway. Never mind. I don't want to trouble you, Terry. What's lady elf name? I don't know your name. Man,
How dare you? You didn't even ask.
yeah, sorry. I'm so preoccupied with saving these things that I forgot my manners.
A tear
what's your
appears in her eye. I definitely wrote it down. Can't find it. We're gonna call her Betsy.
All right, Betsy. What's the best way to find some woodland creatures around here? We need to work this in parallel.
Oh, geez. I guess the western side of the island's probably still got a few critters.
All right, cool.
I don't know what I've seen over there.
All right. Nomad, you wanna skedaddle over there and
Oh, Nomad. What was your survival check, real quick?
23.
23.
No. Perfectly. The carrot's perfectly fine. You know it for a fact.
Okay. Do they only eat carrots that you feed them? Do you have any other food sources?
They're generally, if you guys been here a month ago, you'd see they're not very discerning. They'll eat dirt, they'll eat rocks, they'll eat carrots. They prefer vegetables, but they'll damn near eat anything you put in front of them, usually.
Would they eat another slug?
Oh, not that I've seen. That's truly sinister.
Alright. I'm just checking here.
They're very gentle
Make sure-
creatures.
Betsy, make sure don't leave town. Alright? I don't want to have to come find you.
Seems like a weird thing to say in another person's stable, but that's fine.
I see Aldar moping around the
Yeah.
field.
Yeah, he's just like he's prancing in the wind.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's traipsing. Yeah.
Yeah, like, hey, get over here, type of whistle.
Aldar, you approach from the pasture, the empty pasture, as you frolic through the tulips.
We're trying to investigate what's up with these slugs. We see these markings here, and they look a little familiar to me. On this fourth stable, could you take a look and tell me what you see? If it looks recognizable to you.
MC, roll me an Arcana check, because you already see it. You know what? Either one, whichever you prefer. I'll give you different information based on which one you do. Whatever your pluses are, better out.
D&D and Beyond.
I have your thing pulled up. I could probably do it for you.
I got it.
Okay.
Arcana. 5.
You determine that this is some sort of possibly, and you don't want to frighten anyone, magic.
This is magic. Red River. I know that for a fact.
Thank God you were here.
What about the physical aspect of it? Can you tell anything else?
MC, Aldar just walking up from his frolicking. You notice something in the stable, in the fifth stable, on the wall as well. And without, you don't even have to roll an investigate check, you just go up to it, and it looks like a very similar, outline in the wood. This wood is brand new, so basically all the blemishes on it are fairly obvious. And you see what looks like a very similar, circular pattern to the one in the fourth stall. But there's no chalk remaining on this one. Let's flip over to Amaya. I don't know who else went with Amaya into the tavern. Who did you want to talk to?
When we were leaving, we were passing by the elf girl, so I was gonna go talk to her.
Yeah.
The potion girl. I'm sorry, the potion.
Oh, that was a half orc. How dare you?
Yeah, I am so sorry. That was a mistake.
So you walk back in here. You see Krensley talking to the Magister in the corner with the elf rancher, who you assume is Betsy's husband. I'm going to give you a quick rundown. There's a lot of people in this room. I'm going to hit it quick, though. You've got a Vulpine trader. She's the one I mentioned earlier, who's kind of got all her potions out. She's, looking at them on the table. You've got a middle-aged antlerkin woman by herself. She's reading a book. She looks very granola. A halfling woman is sitting with a scar, drinking heavily. And she's like talking to like an off-duty guard. They're kind of like laughing. There is a merfolk in a booth writing in a ledger. A rough-looking half-elf. And a gnome bodyguard sit in the last table. Or the second last table. And the last table has two teenagers. I don't want to get too blue, but they're canoodling. Sorry about the offensive language. And the final person is the person you just saw like walk in. And the person with all the potions kind of clicking and clacking off her. And she sits down at the table with the other potion person. And orders a fantasy Miller High Life.
Is Doblos with me?
Yeah. I feel like Doblos was there. It didn't sound like. Well, I basically forgot he was with you guys, so he can be with you for sure.
Okay. I grab him by his hand because I know he's not going to come willingly because this is not his speed. And drag him over to the table where the women are with the potions.
Yeah, his interest in like talking to these people or making eye contact with anyone is minimal. He has spoken very little.
No, yeah, I know he's looking at the floor and he's really wishing he wasn't there. So I just grab his hand and I drag him.
You've captured Davos's personality in a nutshell, yes. And they look up at you, and like taking up like half this table is like I said, this woman like putting out all her potions very carefully and like measuring them. And she looks up and says, who are you? What are you doing?
Hi, my name's Amaya, and we've been tasked with helping solve this slug dilemma issue that seems to be going on in this town. What you got going on there?
Yeah, I've been trying to help. I was at a nearby island where they put out the call for any chemists, and I know the Viridian Empire will pay. I just need to solve it. This is just. She's like looking through her book, barely looking at you now. And she's like, there's an answer to this. I can't find it. I've given them every poultice I've had here. I even created a lotion that should stop them from drying out. But I got here a couple days ago and I watched that last one from perfect health to death in a day. I've never seen anything like it.
So are there any signs? Are there the same signs in all of them? Is it a spiritual thing? Are they just not happy? What have you pinpointed any of the difficulties?
It looks like they just stop eating. These creatures are supposed to be fairly vital. Illness does not typically grip them, and rarely when it does, they usually hibernate for several days and then slowly recover. I've not seen anything like this. Hopefully it's not a new strain of virality. She shakes like a like circular potion with a little cork on the top, very gently, and inside it looks like dark blue like snowflakes are crashing into each other. And she says, I offered to freeze them until we can find a better solution, but the rancher says they likely won't survive, but they won't survive anyway if we don't figure something out soon. And the other lady sitting there with the potions speaks up. And she's not like laying her down on the table. She's got a much more carefree, crunchy kind of atmosphere about her. And she says, "Oh, honey, you just haven't found the right one yet. I'll sort this out in no time." And the woman sitting down already like rolls her eyes and she's like, "There's other tables. Like, you don't need to come over here and be weird." What do you want to do?
Have you ever dealt with slugs before?
I have, but not usually an illness. Their mucus is used to make most of these potions. She gestures to the 5 potions in front of her. And she said it's extremely valuable. Even if they don't pay me out in coin, I'll take my pay in mucus if we could solve this problem. But yeah, they're known to be like have the fortitude of maybe the strongest animals around.
I'm sorry. Can you repeat the last part?
How dare you? She's basically saying like she has experience with slugs and their mucus is like used in a lot of alchemical work. And she like these creatures don't normally get sick. Like it's very, very rare. Like she's never seen it, and she spent a fairly significant amount of time like meeting with ranchers and people around slugs. So this is the first she's seen this. Did anyone else go in with Amaya other than Doblis? Like, is Jasora out there, or is Jasora at the stables? I honestly don't remember.
Oh, sorry. I investigated at the barn.
Oh, okay. No, that's okay. Yeah, what do you guys do?
I had different plans. I was since I like wanted to keep a close eye on the guards.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to like stealth and like make sure that they don't just randomly wander into the boat. And if they do, I'd like to just kind of prepare not to like fight them, but maybe like startle them. Kind of like get in a position to give them a good old jump scare.
Yeah, any good rogue knows like when everyone's looking at a thing, in this case like the stables, the slugs, and each other, it's the easiest time to slip away, and you do. And you're able to like approach the ship after just a few minutes, and those two guards, one is standing on the dock, and the other is like sitting on like a random barrel on your ship.
Alright, I'm just gonna watch, and if one of them tries to wander deeper into the ship, I'd like to go.
What's your?
I would like to interact with them.
What's your passive perception?
Pretty sure it's low. 11.
After like a few minutes, you find like a good like tree to get behind where like you can easily see them without exerting much effort. These guards are obviously talking about something you can't hear from here, but what you do see is a little half-orc forehead appear from below deck, also looking at them. It's very. But that's all you see for now. Stable squad, what are you guys doing?
I think we were gonna go to the West Woods.
Oh yeah, you guys are on Operation. Roll me a nature check. I'll tell you how long it takes you to find a woodland creature of some kind. Red River, do you stay around the stable area?
I think one of us should stay just to keep an eye and know how to play. So I'm gonna stay.
Roll nature for 20.
Oh shit.
Natural 20.
You guys both go looking. While I'm telling them what happens, Japer, Red River, can you roll a perception check? Sure enough, while Nomad and Jasora like walk to the western part of the island, you barely breach the first couple trees, and sure enough, you see the cutest purple and blue chipmunk that you've ever seen, and his tail is like puffy and soft, like maybe he conditions it somehow, and he doesn't get scared when you walk up. He's holding a fantasy acorn, and he looks up at you, Jasora.
Aw, look how cute.
He opens his mouth and bears the largest, spikiest fang. No, he opens his mouth and you see two of the like cutest buck teeth. They're so big you wonder how they could even fit in his little mouth.
So this precious. Oh my god. I wanna like kneel down and hold out my hands just in a cup in front of him. I say, hi, little chipmunk.
He approaches very slowly as he's making eye contact with you, and he's hopping and he's chewing on his little acorn. What's Nomad doing while this is happening?
Well, naturally Nomad would be licking his lips, but I don't think that's appropriate in this moment.
I've got a fork and a knife in each hand.
Alright, so Jasora. Alright, don't mess this up. But
Oh yeah, I'm the one
make
that messed
sure-
things up around here.
Make sure he doesn't get away. We're gonna have to do some hardcore questioning. Okay?
Hey, pick up some acorns for me.
I get confused. Flowers instead.
He chooses to be confused. Yeah.
You see what he's holding. Go give me more of those. Everywhere.
Okay.
Only from the trees.
Alright, that's fine. I'll climb a tree with the most acorns on it, and I'll shake it.
Swiffer, with a 20, you notice something odd. All around you, you know these trees. They're deciduous. And you know that means they do not produce acorns.
Wait a second. Where did this acorn come from?
Cheep, cheep, cheep. The little chipmunk jumps into your hand.
Oh, well, ain't that just so precious? I pet it with my old finger.
I'll let your 20 ride. As long as you don't physically hurt this creature, it will be your temporary companion.
Yay!
It climbs on you cutely.
Yay!
Jisora, I can't find any acorns. Are you sure you didn't want flowers?
You can pick some flowers, that's fine.
Nomad, you spend the next 4 hours picking flowers.
Can I hold out my hand to the chipmunk and see if he'll let me have the acorn?
You hold out your hand, and he does not release the acorn.
Okay, it's fine. Can I investigate the acorn? Is there something strange about it?
You can try to take it from him, but with your nature check, it does look like a regular acorn.
Should I start questioning him now, Jisora? Do you have a good grip on
The
him?
chipmunk?
Don't. I thought we were bringing it back to the slugs. Am I wrong?
Well, yeah, just in case this one fails, then we gotta get another one. You know, we gotta find the smart one.
You don't have to intimidate the thing.
No,
It's
no,
just
no.
a little chipmunk.
This new helmet I have, right? It lets me
Yeah.
talk to these
I like
little guys.
picturing him in the little acorn helmet. That's why he looks like a little kid, like he just made this helmet.
I can like chat with him, you know. Maybe he wasn't the smartest. Maybe he's got a friend. If we bring back a whole group, all right. Very good. So I'd like to engage conversation.
Okay, what does that sound like?
Do I have to roll first, or should I start talking?
I think the helmet just lets it happen, though.
I imagine it sounds like what Kronk is saying to the little chipmunk in Emperor's New Groove.
And what does that sound like?
He's like, squeakers. Squeak, 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 squeak. He like talks to him like that.
Squeakity, squeak.
Oh yeah, that's what you hear. You hear.
Alright, very good.
Nomad, what do you say?
I would like to ask him if he's hungry.
Oi, you can hear me?
Oh yeah.
Oh bloody hell! Yeah, I'm always hungry, lad. You got a funny looking hat on your head. Can I eat it with my mouth full? Yeah.
Yeah, you can have a little nibble. That won't be a problem.
He jumps on your head and starts nibbling on it.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. You got any friends, pal? What should I call you? Because right now I'm about to call you a good snack, but I don't know.
Oh jeez, you can call me Bucky.
Bucky. I knew a guy named Bucky once.
Oh yeah?
Anyway.
He says he's nibbling on your helmet.
Yep. Alright, so here's the thing. You know what a slug is?
Oh yeah. Oh, what do you mean there? Oh there.
Good. I don't know either. So, what is wrong with this island?
Nom. Not enough acorns, I'll tell you that.
Where'd you find this one?
Oh. You think I'm just gonna give away all my secrets?
I mean, if you don't, I'll just kill you and ask the next guy.
Make me an intimidation check. Jisora, due to the way they're talking, you have no way of understanding this language or the tone of it, unfortunately.
Yeah, just standing there.
19.
Son of a bitch. I guess, are you like a me? A chipmunk but bigger?
Yep, that's what happens. I fell off a tree too many times, and now I got this helmet on.
Oh, jeez, follow. Yeah, I'll show you, but you gotta promise you're not gonna eat me.
No, that was just a joke. I don't have a lot of friends, so I don't know how to make jokes.
Ha ha ha! He says.
Yeah, this one with me here. I don't think she likes me, but it's fine. She comes to my dinghy every once in a while.
I like that one. She smells good. Yeah. Not as good as an acorn, but of course pretty good.
Right.
Jasora, you noticed that the acorn they were eating, it's about half gnawed, but it is now on the ground. He says, I'll lead you away, but you feel like you definitely should promise that you're not going to eat me. I feel like that's a good trade here, yeah?
Yeah, and I'd like to, go for a fist bump.
He gives you his little squirrel hand, shakingly, because he's quite terrified, for a fist bump.
Nice. Alright. Secure the fist bump. Finish it out with, you know what I'm saying?
I think I just realized I don't think I know the difference between a squirrel and a chipmunk, but we're going to move past it. Bucky leads you...
The big difference. Yeah.
Alright. Well, in this fantasy world, they're very, very...
the north, and they have fatter cheeks and are more fat in general because they live in the north and they need fat to, sustain them. And squirrels are, you're very familiar with squirrels. They're skinnier, they're lean, and they're...
Chipmunks are cuter.
This is the cutest woodland creature maybe that's ever existed.
Am I thrown off?
What's the little fat one called in Alvin and the Chipmunks?
Alvin, Simon, Theodore.
Yeah.
Well, good. I'm glad we solved that.
Am I thrown off that he's purple and blue, or is that kind of normal to me? I feel like I've seen a lot of chipmunks.
I thought it would be cool if in this fantasy world things were different colors.
Okay, so it's normal. Just want to check.
Yeah, that doesn't strike you as too strange. Yeah, it's not irradiated as far as you can tell.
Alright, good.
I guess I can't confirm one way or the other. After about 10 minutes of the cutest squeaking and running sounds that this creature makes, you get near, it's not a tall cliff at the edge of the island, but it's like a 15-foot high cliff over, the waves hitting the beach. And at the base of the cliff is kind of like a deep hole that you can't fully see into. And he gestures.
Where are you getting it from?
Yeah, I found it in there one day. I don't go in there too often. It's a spooky little bit, but yeah, I found it in there.
Alright. Well.
Where are we?
You're on the westernmost side of the island.
I'm asking Nomad. I'm like, where did he take us? What is this?
He's taking us to the source of the acorn here. Alright, bud. So here's the deal, Bucky, right? I think I'm gonna have to employ you. So you are now a member of a very secret society, alright?
Oh, jeez. Ain't never been in a secret society before.
Yep. Your wages are going to be 3 acorns and a leaf every month. Alright. We're not just talking any acorn. These are some fat. You see what I'm wearing on my head here?
I hope you ate Josh, and you got more of them like that?
Oh, yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
Geez. Oh, jeez. What do I have to do?
You gotta help me out here, alright? I'm gonna need you to stay with us. Just, follow us around. All that kind of good stuff. Sound good, Bucky?
You got it, boss. When's the first payment?
Every month. Every month. We could get you in advance. At the end of 24 hours, we'll get you in advance. So you'll get your first month. Soon.
Make me a persuasion check.
Someone go back. He's a chipmunk. Oh god.
Yeah. If we're gonna make a contract, you need to do something. You're lucky that I'm even letting this 3 intelligence creature know what a contract is.
13.
Yeah, that's enough.
Okay. Alright, cool. So we're gonna seal it with the fist bump. I'm gonna look at Jasora, I'm gonna fill her in. Be like, listen, we gotta go check out that hole. Bucky, you know the best way to get down there?
Yeah, Bucky leads you guys down there.
Did you just see we're going into the hole?
Yes. Yep. Yep.
I didn't. It looks dark down there.
Oh yeah, it's very dark. Good thing I can see in the dark. You can hold my hand if you're scared.
No, I don't have night vision or whatever the hell it's called. Can I stay lookout?
Nope. Not at all.
Why am I being forced to go into a deep dark hole? On land, I'm a water hulk.
We can splash you a little bit. It'll be fine. We're really not supposed to be over here. Didn't you see the signs? It's a restricted area, so probably shouldn't just be standing in the open.
I'll just be on the lookout, yeah.
You know what?
Now,
to retcon slightly, there is also a guard with you.
Oh, crap.
He's been quiet this whole time.
He's just okay. Okay. Change plans. Alright. You're gonna distract the guard some manner. Maybe you could hop in the water and do some like cool flips and tricks or something. I don't know. Just
I think we have access to them.
Yeah. You're not doing anything illegal, as far as you know.
You can go. Yeah, you can go.
Oh yeah, not yet. We don't know.
Oh, you're planning some devious more. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure I don't get seen if I do anything stupid.
Okay.
So,
it's fine, I
yeah,
guess.
Okay, yeah.
Just sorry you're not the best with people.
Wow.
So
Wow.
just try your best to
This is new to me.
not make this man angry.
Yeah, this is the first Jasora's hearing of this.
Is this Harry by chance?
No, this is Franklin.
Okay. I think me and Franklin are fine. So.
Okay, I'll stand here with Franklin. Just I don't know. Send the squirrel out if you need me.
Yeah, I'm not going in there. Your friend's weird.
Remember the code word, okay? If I say the code word, go get help, okay?
Were you talking to the squirrel or me?
Oh no, that was definitely towards you. The code word. Go get the captain if you hear the code word. So I'll wink and just like venture in the hole.
The opening to the hole is quite wide, but a little tight. Jasora, as just like a merfolk person, you can tell at high tide, the ocean probably like fills this hole with water, and at low tide it lets it out. But right now it is accessible. Yeah, it takes you a moment to follow Bucky, but yeah, you squeeze in there. Do you have dark vision? You squeeze in there. It's kind of like you gotta wiggle a little bit to get in, and it's a not very deep cave system, but it is quite wide. And all along the ground, you see crabs, and these crabs are not what I would call small. They're probably each a good 1.5 feet wide, and they have like a red and pink sheen. And they all are like digging in the sand, but it's making like a loud noise. What's up?
Have I ever encountered a crab?
I guess we could decide that, but I feel like probably.
You've walked a lot.
You've seen some crabs.
Right. Okay. Very good.
But this is every inch of this space is covered in crabs, and they're all making a slight like chittering noise.
Crab people, how's it going?
Do you say that out loud?
Yep.
3 of the like closest crabs, like kind of like shuffle towards you, but they like kind of put their like 2 little arms up, and like are kind of stoic. Yes.
He did say that while still holding my trident, because I did give it to him.
Does the trident? Oh, so you're like speaking to them.
Yeah.
I gave him.
Oh.
Before we went into the technicality of the tiny woodland creature, I had given him my trident.
Yes, I do. Okay, yeah. Okay. You activate the trident by twisting it. I'm gonna say, because that sounds fun. It makes it makes a great little click sound. And one of the crabs goes, what's a fun voice for a crab? I feel like a Boston accent. What are you doing here?
I'm just, playing hide and go seek with my friend Bucky. No, I'm kidding. We're looking for more acorns, actually.
I don't know what the hell that is or what you are, but yeah, you're gonna need to head out. This is mating season. I'm out here looking for my soulmate.
Ah, I see you. Lucky for you, I'm a great wingman. Anyways, how you guys doing down here? How's the island treating you? You guys hungry at all?
When you say that, okay, I need to know, I guess, the specifics of the trident. Can you talk to this crab, or all crabs understand what you're saying? Because if they can all understand what you're saying, this will go differently. But if just this crab is happening, then that's
While holding
different.
the trident, you can use an action to speak with animals, but it only works with creatures that understand Aquan. The effect doesn't require concentration and lasts 10 minutes. Once used, it doesn't limit to one animal.
Yeah, you have the ability to comprehend and verbally communicate with beasts. And these are beasts. Okay. When you mention food, you're not sure how many crabs are here, but at least, let's say, 40. All slowly turn and look at you. And Boston Crab, we're going to call him Boston Robert. He says, you got food?
Well, yeah. You guys don't got no food? I can show you the way to some good grub.
Oh, I think we got some food now, boys. They start walking towards you.
Right. Alright.
Bucky leaves.
Alright.
Jasora, you see Bucky run right between your legs and up your body.
Oh. Hello, little man. Can't talk. Does he seem like he's distressed?
I feel like chipmunks are pretty erratic already. But you sense that he's moving slightly faster than usual.
I should probably be concerned that you came out, but he didn't, right? I just really don't like closed spaces, I live in the water.
Franklin says, yeah, I'm not going in there.
Can I? Oh my god. Okay. Alright, I'll go in.
You squeeze in there, just in time to see Nomad standing with about 46 discreet 1.5 foot wide crabs with their claws out staring at him. They are moving towards him slowly.
I raise my hands above my head and I go, "Rah!" I run at them really fast. I'm taller than Nomad, so
while I describe this, go ahead and think about what you think your next character will be like. But go ahead and roll me an intimidation. I guess an intimidation check. You try to intimidate these crabs. And they do not understand you. They only understand Nomad.
But Jasora doesn't speak Aquan?
She does, but they don't understand her.
Right, we got it.
Jasora, how good are you at fishing on command? Because if we could get some fish down here, I think we'd alleviate our troubles. You boys like fish?
They start climbing on you. You're feeling some pinches now.
I rolled a 13 for intimidation.
Half of them, kind of buckle under that and start digging their way under the sand for safety. But there's still another 20, of which half of them have begun trying to crawl on top of Nomad.
Why haven't you run? Let's run.
All right, we're bolting.
These crabs are up your ass.
I want to take one crab with me. I want to make sure I don't lose all the crabs. I'd like to grab.
A few attached to you.
I'd like to grab Boston Robert Crab and run.
You probably have some attached to you. Make me a sleight of hand check to try and grab Boston Robert. He said, "Hey, what are you doing? Let go of me."
17.
You grab him perfectly, like Steve Irwin, may God rest his soul, and you have Boston Robert tucked under your arm like a football. As you both crawl out, there's only enough room for one at a time who crawls out first.
Oh my God, let me out, please.
It's just where it goes. Nomad, you take 4 piercing damage as several of these crabs, including Boston Robert, begin like collapsing their huge claws on you.
Yeah, not a problem.
Jasora wiggles out. Jasora is in my head more of a slight figure. You can start trying to squeeze through the hole. You guys come out. You've got 4 crabs still attached to you.
I guess I just, I don't know, roll for initiative. Like, do I just fight the crabs?
This is not like a fight,
Punching them.
I would say. I just need to know how you solve the problem.
Franklin, you hit
Can
me
I-
with us.
Can I run my body into the cliff? How close am I to the cliff?
Oh my God.
You are right. Yeah, you're close. It's like 2 feet away.
Yeah, right.
Franklin says, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
You
Like,
have
you know that
a
on your back?
weapon.
I'm just gonna dive, like, crab first into the cliff.
You look down at a weapon that you're carrying, and you go, "No," and then you give me an athletics check. See how many of these crabs you can hit on the cliff here. Our little side.
Natural 20 plus 1.
You crush these fuckers.
Except Boston Rob. Sorry.
Except for Boston Robert, who you cradle gently in your arms, as you're able to shake and crush the remaining ones.
Good.
The sound it makes is grisly, and Franklin kind of takes a step back, like watching all this. He's like, "You guys are... I ain't never met anybody like you guys, and I don't like it."
Yeah. Alright, so I'd like to start picking at the crab meat of the dead ones as I'm staring the Boston Robert in the eyes.
Uh-huh. You
And
do
then
that.
I'd like to say to him, "You're now under my employment."
Your army grows one stronger. He says, yeah, whatever you want, kid.
Alright, what's weird about this island? What have you noticed? Why is it not like the other islands?
Well, I'm a crab, so it looks pretty normal to me.
No, but you're a big crab and you're hungry. Why is that?
Living in a hole.
Yeah, we don't spend a lot of time on the island. I don't know how to do my Boston accent anymore. You scared it right out of me.
Right, but you're digging in the sand. Why is this sand different than other sand?
That was my brother-in-law who you just smashed.
I'm sure it was.
Chauncey.
Pretty soon you're gonna have one little pincher.
Yeah.
How does that sound?
He says, yeah, we're just looking for food. This has been our mating ground for generations.
Alright. Why are you so big though? Like, goddamn.
Like, this would not be fully, like, wild to see. You've actually, like, heard of crabs that are bigger than this.
Damn. Alright.
Like, they are big, like, they're well fed, but, like, in the scattered sea, there are crabs that are, like, significantly larger.
I'm thinking Deadliest Catch.
Yeah, this is like, if it was on Deadly Catch, it would be, like, part of the promos, but this isn't, like, the season finale.
Alright. So I'd like to take one of the claws from one of the dead crabs.
Okay.
Make a necklace out of it. And
okay.
Make it Jasora.
Alright.
And then, well, here's the thing, right?
It takes you, like, 5 minutes to do that.
Very good. We have a small army now. Do we head back? I kind of forgot why we were out here. What were we looking for?
We're looking to murder some fucking crabs.
We just needed the chipmunk to help us with the damn slugs.
Right. That's right. Slugs.
Bucky is, like, on the shoulder, Jasora's shoulder furthest from Nomad. Like, Bucky is not taking any chances. He's seen some grisly shit. This is ruthless. You're worried that if Bucky's eyes get any bigger, they're gonna fall out of his little squirrel brain.
Alright. We're going back. With hands and butts.
Franklin says, thank God.
Alright.
Bucky.
Franklin, you're in charge of watching this crab.
I am not staying here, and you're not my boss, and we're leaving now.
No, yeah, the crab's coming with, but if he tries any funny business, we're gonna have to take him out.
Can I say something? Can I trust you? You seem like a vicious psychopath. I am not interested in being near this crab.
Well, Franklin, unfortunately, the Magistry has put you in our team, right? So you're one of us now. You're part of this mess.
Walk and talk.
Strange understanding. Yeah, Franklin is leaving. Like, Franklin's like, he's prepared to just be like, fuck it, I'm gonna find someone else to take my shift. Like, he doesn't want to be around you anymore.
No, baby,
That's
come
fine.
on. Come on.
Yeah, no, we're walking and talking, it's fine. But Franklin, listen, buddy. If you find Terry with the E, send him my way.
I would love nothing more.
Okay, you know what, Franklin? You go to the barracks, leave us unguarded, go find Terry, okay?
And you hear him whispering to himself. He's like, 2 more hours. 2 more hours. And you guys arrive back at the stable with two new friends.
And a new necklace.
And a beautiful necklace with fresh entrails on it.
Back.
Cool. Good to have you guys back.
I blacked out for a little bit, but we're back.
Okay, good. Drew, you asked me to roll up perception
Like 20 minutes ago. What did you get?
at 13.
Yeah, so while you're like meandering around here, just like going around the stables, and you notice on the back side of the stables, like you can see all around them where like guards and obviously the scientists, whoever have been making their footprints, but you see one large set and one small set of footprints at the back of the stables.
Leading to stables or going away or both ways?
Both ways. But these are like isolated, and they would have had to go like over the fence to do this. Whoever this was.
Right. And I can tell they were walking side by side or no?
Yes. Yeah, they only stood out to you because one of the feet was particularly small, and one of the feet was particularly like large.
Notice anything new?
Yeah, a set of tracks, mismatching tracks, leading to and from the back of the stables. What about you guys? What did you guys get up to?
I'd rather not go into detail, but if we do have a chipmunk, we can maybe, get a little in between chatty, chipmunk, slug,
Let's do that.
slug, chipmunk, and I don't know.
Yeah. Can we, see if the woodland creatures can communicate with each other and maybe the chipmunk can relay. Can I ask the slug if what's wrong with them?
Alright, I'll relay to Bucky. Alright, Bucky, listen. First task here. Okay?
Oi, was my accent kind of cockneyed? I don't remember.
I have no idea what you just said.
No, Boston was a crab.
Boston's a crab.
This is what Bucky sounds like now. It's probably different. How can I help you, boss? Looking forward to that big acorn you got.
Yeah. Trust me, they're good. Especially roasted. Anyways. So, we got the slug here, okay? He doesn't really look like you, or smell like you. But, he's just like you. You're gonna have to talk to him, okay? And we're gonna play a game, okay? It's called You Talk to Him. You find out everything you have to find out, and then you tell me everything, and then hopefully I can relay it back correctly. Otherwise, we're gonna start over, and we're gonna start picking legs off this crab.
With your 19 successful intimidation earlier, and just the horrible acts that this Bucky has seen, your intimidation of him is successful. And he goes, "I'll give it a try, boss." And he hops off Jasora and like climbs like over the slug into like its face, and makes kind of a chip 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 sound that you don't understand. The slug's eyes like slowly like emerge from its head to stare at the chipmunk. And like a long moment passes, and you can hear Bucky going chip 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 chip, but you don't hear anything coming out of the slug. It probably takes like 5 to 10 minutes. Franklin trades shifts with a halfling woman guard, and her name is Veronica Beck. And
not Terry.
Terry's still asleep. And he comes back to you and says, "Oh, fellas, Chipmunk, it's a little out of practice, but he's not doing so good."
Okay. All right. Why? Did you figure that out? Because obviously he's not doing good. All right, Bucky.
Oh, I thought that's what you wanted to know, if he was doing so good or not so good.
Oh yeah. We got to work on follow-up questions. It's like you ask a question, you get an answer. Forget the answer. Start with a new question. See what I'm saying?
Wait, stop. Okay,
Yep.
I got it. And he goes back. Chip, 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 chip. Chip, chip, chip. He comes back and says, yeah, he's not feeling so good, he said.
What part of the thing, I don't know, I guess the slug anatomy is hurting him?
He said, inside.
Inside. Bucky, it looks like you may have to go inside of him.
Wait.
Let me consult.
Oh, that seems like okay.
Alright, Captain. So, if my information is correct, which it usually isn't, the snail's inside is hurting him. Do you want me to push further?
A snail.
He's a slug.
Slug. I apologize.
Yeah. We could definitely find out how is it hurting. I have a suspicion. Are there any runes in this stable here?
Make me an investigation check with advantage.
11. Advantage. Stand by. 11.
What are the
My
odds?
guidance hold over for it. Does it just work?
I think it's
one
an hour.
Yeah. So I do a 1d4?
Yeah. Because I was hoping you go a little higher. What I wrote down was 14.
Yeah. It's 11 plus 3, 14.
Okay, I'm just gonna trust you guys. But
No, you can see it.
yeah, no, I believe you. So you feel foolish for not thinking of it earlier, and you look up, and sure enough, there's some chalk that's clearly been pushed away. Like this time, it looks like it was worked harder to like try and disguise, but you see the imprint of that strange circular like diagram in this stable.
Got it. Let's do something here. Let's hold off. Let's give the woodland creatures and the slugs a break. Let's move. Let's get the farmer out here. Your husband there, Betsy. Betsy, yeah, and let's relocate all of the slugs to a new location, and we're gonna set guards to the location, not guards over here on the island, but one of our team, and we're gonna manage that as we continue the investigation. So, I think the first course of action is just removing the slugs from their current environment, and we'll put them somewhere where we can monitor.
Oh, geez,
You want to ask Bucky if there's any good spots for a slug?
Yeah, sounds good. And then we'll relocate them. We'll improvise a quick pen, and then we'll let them hang out together, and Betsy can take care of them in a different location.
Okay, you got any ideas for the forest where we can keep 3 of these? Do we want to take all of them, Captain, or do we only want to take 2? See if the other one still dies, or do we want to how much of a spread do we want on these bad boys?
Well, they're gonna at the current rate, they're gonna die where they are. If there's something toxic on the ground, or there's a rune or some magic affecting them, they'll die where they stand. So if there is somebody interfering with them, we want them to make a mistake. We don't want to leave anything behind. We want to force their hand. So
Gotcha.
relocate them, keep an eye on them. We'll ask Angus to stealthily watch, from cover, and see if he can catch anybody. And then in the meantime, we'll continue to talk to the potion makers and see if they can help us out with something.
Bucky says, what? 1 second. And he goes back to the slug. And the slug, moves as slowly as it can. It shakes its head. And its eye stalks, collapse back into its body. And Bucky comes back and says, oh, geez, fella's tired. But he's not making any sense.
What's not making sense about it, Bucky?
I think he said hot shadows.
Hot shadows?
Yeah, he's a poor fella's not talking right. Hey, you got it. Where are the acorns we were talking about?
Hot shadows. Yeah. Alright, Bucky. You're doing good. You are doing very, very good here.
Hot as in
Alright,
temperature
Bucky.
hot?
Hot shadows. Does he
yes.
shadows on the inside, Bucky? Are there shadows inside of him?
I don't know, but that feller, he ain't talking back to me now. I think he's near the end of his road, yeah.
Good thing we got 2 more, Bucky. Let's go. Next stall, please. Ask the guy about the hot shadows in the next stall.
Angus, as you're watching these guards play marbles, fantasy marbles on the end of your ship, you make eye contact with Varric. He's kind of poking his head out from under the hold, and you're kind of over on behind a tree. You're probably 40, 50 feet away, and he gives you the wide eyes and gestures that with his 2 fingers, he points at himself and he makes a run gesture.
To me, I run, or he's gonna run.
He looks at you and he points at himself and run. He is going to. He's like, I run. I make a run for it.
No, I'm gonna say no, and I'm just gonna put up the hush thingy and just say shh, just be quiet type thing. And I don't know what would be a good signal to tell him hi.
I feel like he doesn't know thieves can't. He's a very not of the world. I feel like he would understand a no, a no.
Yeah, I'm just gonna tell him no, and then I'm gonna I don't know. I should just demonstrate hiding. I'm gonna hide behind a tree and kind of just disappear and hope that he does the same.
He looks at them nervously, and then looks at you and holds up a hammer that he uses to fix the ship. And he does a hammer gesture.
I'm just gonna keep saying no. No, please don't.
He holds up a 5 and then does hammer.
And I'm gonna just keep nodding my head no.
He puts a 4 up and does hammer. No, I'm just kidding. He slinks back under, but his little forehead is still poking up out of the hold. You've assembled. Who are you assembling? Angus, what do you do?
Is it possible they're on my ship, right? They're on it.
Yeah, but they're absent-mindedly. They're not investigating it.
Okay. Could I try to sneak onto the ship and get to Varric?
Oh yeah, especially if you're not afraid of getting wet. You could just go jump on the other side of the docks.
I would love to do that.
Make me a stealth check.
Varric is making me nervous. He's ruining this whole fucking thing.
He's got big plans.
13.
They're absent-minded. I'm gonna roll theirs with disadvantage just to be fair. Yeah. They don't notice you as you climb up the ship and slowly make your way into the hold. And Varric says, thank God you're here. Yeah, so here's what I'm thinking. I've come up with a good plan. Now that we're together, it's gonna be better. I was trying to tell you, you kill that one, I'm gonna hit this one with a hammer. We'll get the others and we'll leave.
New plan. You're dumb. Now you gotta go back into your little hole and just stay quiet until I tell you it's safe.
Well, if we do nothing, then I'm gonna get dragged out of here in chains.
No, if you do something, you're gonna die. That's the reality, pal.
Make me I guess persuasion? This person is afraid for their life, and you're trying to talk them down.
16?
Yeah. He goes, how long do I wait in? Like, when do I come out?
I will give you the signal, and I'm gonna give him, like, some leftover rations I have in my pocket.
Some pocket jerky?
Yeah, some, like, pocket jerky, and it's wet because I just came from the water, so that'll be good for moisture.
Mm-hmm. Because
so just stay in there until I tell you it's safe.
What's the signal?
I will knock 5 times. No more, no less.
I think we can take him, but I trust you. You don't think we can take him?
No.
He says fine and like takes your sleeve jerky and slides like the little wooden door back over where he was. Red River, you're assembling like a science team?
Yeah, but first and foremost, we're gonna get these out of here.
Oh, that's right.
We're just gonna get those first, and then we're gonna discuss more options and continue the investigation. But we gotta get them out of here.
The elf rancher and Betsy. The elf rancher's name is Cywin. They're both. You kind of explained to them that you want to move them, and he's like, "Jesus, we didn't think of that." They need this dirt, and you can see it's kind of like an aerated, dark earth. Yep. He's like, "Yeah, we've got plenty. It's gonna take some work."
That's all right.
It's like 2 p.m. in my head at this point. And he says, okay, they need shade. That's why we built this stable this way. So it has to be somewhere inside. And they need this dirt. And then we have to figure out a way to move these creatures. The creatures are like 600 pound, like huge slugs. 2 of them are mobile, but the one that's sick is not like mobile on its own.
Right, so let's do something. We'll create the habitat. I mean, these things go out, right? Like
Bring them to the tavern.
Yeah, like the 2, they still like slug around. They're very, 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 very slow, but they can still move.
Yeah. So we'll slug them around.
Yeah, it would only take them. It would take them like 2 hours to lead them to the tavern, but like the 2 that can move, but they can do it.
Not very. The tavern, I'd say, is the closest thing, unless we're able to get them into the house that's on this property, where the guards stay. But I don't know if there's a door big enough to get them in.
Hold on, let's call for the magistrate real quick and just. It's a town.
I feel like the magistrate would have actually just come with Cywin, like just to see like what the hell's going on, hoping for a status update.
Yeah. I was like, hey dude, here's the deal. We gotta fix the first course of action, and I explain, we gotta move these things out. So it's a kind of an all hands on deck. Like the most important thing going on for us right now is to preserve these as many as possible and get them back to health. So get all your guards, everybody able-bodied here who's gonna profit from this industry, and let's create the habitat and move these things.
Where are we thinking?
That's your call. Siler and Betsy have a couple of specifications they want met. But this is a very much town effort, so I think whatever building you have, so they can be in the shade, we'll move their soil there, and and then try to make them as comfortable as possible. And then I put him to the side and explain to him, hey, listen, we're gonna run a security detail on these things once 24/7. Somebody from my team.
He says, fuck, Glovin's not gonna like this, but we can't. It'd be a lot of work to remake the doors for your house, Cywin. We'll put him in the tavern. Glovin will deal with it. It's this or nothing.
Or we ship out, yeah. Let's get busy.
So Cywin and Betsy start telling you, like, okay, here's the jobs. They get you a bunch of, like, they've got enough shovels for, like, every able-bodied person in your crew. And, like, okay, we need to move this dirt into the tavern as quickly as we can. It's going to take, I'll lead Kerbless. Cywin will lead Jorge. They'll lead them into, like, while they're moving them very slowly, you guys can get the dirt in there. She's like, I don't know how we're going to get Julian. Julian's the sick one. I think they had a different name earlier, but I like Julian.
Yeah. Felipe was one of them.
Felipe Rodriguez.
He went the way of the dog.
So you guys have a problem to solve. You can move the dirt. That's easy. But how do you move the big one?
Can we ask Bucky if he has any ideas?
Yeah, ask Bucky. Do we have any cards?
Bucky says, boy, you know what I could use right now? A fucking acorn.
Bucky? We talked about this.
Bucky's attitude has changed. Also, the crab, I was reading the spell. The crab is still with you, but you can no longer speak to him unless you cast the spell again with the trident.
Yeah, no, that's fine. The crab is just kind of there.
Okay.
Honestly. He's kind of like a trophy at this point for me. I'm probably gonna like nanner him solid, but anyways, the Bucky, right?
Jesus.
All right. All right, Bucky, you're gonna have to talk to this one that doesn't want to move. All right. We could make him move. We could roll him. It just depends. Ask him how much pain he could take right now.
You're sounding like chirping, so no one else can understand what you're saying. And Bucky says back, yeah, boss, he's not talking to me now. I bet he would if he gave me an acorn, he says.
Does he have a pulse?
I'm not a slug doctor. I don't even know what a doctor means.
Alright, Bucky.
We're testing the limitations of what this squirrel could possibly understand.
Okay, Bucky. I want you to stay with Jasora. She's a bit shifty. Okay.
You don't know this is happening.
Yep, you have no idea I just said that. So, Bucky, stay with her, watch her, okay? If anything, okay, we need 3 fingers up on the left hand. That's code, and then we'll take her out, alright?
Hey, you know what'd be good after that, he says. A fucking acorn, and he jumps on Jasora. Jasora, the chipmunk holds up 2 fingers on his left hand. No.
Question. Given the temperature of the situation, is the magistrate amiable to let Varric walk around or no? My understanding of it.
If you asked him, he would probably say, like, the less guards know, the better. Like, right now, it's a few of them know, and the others have orders to follow you guys around.
Yep.
So he's like, I would say maybe we don't do that.
Yeah, good idea. I like that. Alright, here's what we're gonna need. The best builder we have in this whole island happens to be him. I think our best bet is let's get your 4 the guards that are watching the boat. We're not going anywhere. My whole team's here. The ship can't be sailed by one person, so no need to worry about that. Let's get those 4 guards shoveling stuff so that the science people can do science. We just need brute force, and then we'll figure out some cart situation. I'll talk to Varric. We'll come up with a plan on a cart design that we can use. We're willing to use some materials here, so to make it happen.
He pulls you, like, closer and says, like, I don't want that kid anywhere near us. I don't want to be culpable. I hate that politics plays a game, but if somebody finds in some report that gets filed that I was allowing this kid that we had already known was a fugitive to walk around this island unaccosted, it's going to have some problems. If you can get that kid to build whatever you want on your ship, I'll tell my guards to guard the dock, but not approach the ship. That's the best I can do right now.
Let's do that. I like that. Let's give him some wiggle room. We'll get something built, and then we'll get going. We have some experience building ourselves because we had to fix up our ship a bunch of times and build a whole bunch of improvised things. But I think it would be good to consult with him, and that way we can deliver something.
And he's like, you can have access to any of the lumber you need on the island, but don't use any more than you need.
No. The idea here is to get your creatures back to healthy status, and that way you guys can prosper as an island, and maybe in the future we can visit you guys and do more business.
Krensley is like out there with you guys, and he's looking at Julian. They've already started leading whatever I named the other two slugs into the tavern. They've moved 10 feet, like it's cartoonishly slow.
Yeah.
He says, I don't know how we're gonna move him without, God forbid, killing the guy.
No. I have a couple of ideas. But we probably need some of you guys' potions and ideas. The first thing I want to do, I think it would be good, is to create, if you guys have a liquid that will, there's some runes etched throughout the barn. We need to do like some kind of cleansing. In my country we would use sage, but I'm sure you guys have some kind of liquid that we can scrub the walls with. So you guys need to consult with each other, and I want to scrub the what's the slug's name's a sick?
Julian. Sweet Julian.
Sweet Julian's pen first, starting with the ceiling. I want to scrub the whole thing down. Maybe that'll make him feel a little bit better, but even then we want to repurpose those. We want to reuse the barns at some point, so let's work on something to sanitize that from any runes or any kind of evil wards that may be ailing the species there.
Amaya, I know this was like an hour ago in real time. Is there anything while this all other stuff was happening that you wanted to ask or Doblis to investigate with the potion people? If not, that's fine. I feel like I didn't want to close that door unless if you had a plan.
I wanted to see if they could use or the banana tar, or I don't know if we have. I know the silky has some magical properties. Maybe the silky could be of assistance.
I forgot about this. The unikelpie.
The kelpie, sorry. Yes, I did want to see if the banana tar or if anything that that black goo that Doblis was looking into could be of a restorative property for the slugs.
Also, one thing on your line. What was the power of the kelpie?
It's just a magical being.
Calm. It has a spell baked in. Swiffer, do you have it? I sent it to you a while. I think it was like calm emotion.
Yeah, Kelpie has a charge, magic resistance, calm emotions. You attempt to suppress strong emotions in a group of people.
Wonder if it could soothe the slug while we transport it.
We do have alcohol. We could get the slug really drunk.
It's Kelpie is on humanoids only.
Okay.
Do we want to get him liquored up?
Yeah, I'm looking up now. It's each humanoid within a 20-foot radius.
Okay. No, I don't think getting it drunk. I don't think it agrees with his biology. We can move it.
I mean, alcohol fixes inside and outside boo-boos. So.
He's making a strong case.
Yes.
He said his inside was hurting. So.
Real quick, I might have to hop off. I have a fucking 5 a.m. flight, and I haven't packed. So I gotta get something. I gotta hop off.
Understood. We won't.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. There's a part I want to get to here to have a good cutoff. But I promise you.
Be helping?
Yeah, I promise Jasora will not die, and Jasora will help in any way she can without risking herself.
Aye, Captain. Thank you.
Jasora catches on fire out of nowhere. A hole in the ground opens and swallows her.
Bucky put up 3 fingers. Is that the signal?
Doblis says to you. Yeah, he gives the signal. Says to you, Amaya, the black, like, business that he collected is enough to experiment with or give to the slug. There's not enough for both. We could certainly try. I can get it from the ship if you'd like. You are.
If you think that it would be of use and helpful, I think we should try. We can always try to get some more later down the line if need be.
Let me see the creature.
Okay, let's go take a look at it.
You guys walk out. The two other slugs, Felipe and Jorge, are they're moseying. Doblis walks past like everyone, and like puts his hand on Julian, and like he keeps going, odd, and like moving his hand down like the slug's back, and up to the front, and like looking at him from all directions. He does this for like 5 minutes, like just staring blinklessly at the creature, and he says, slugs I have encountered previously have been moist. This one is dry. Its time is coming. We could try to save it, but I do not know what the tar will do to it.
Yeah, where we can do like a mucus transfer between the two healthy ones.
The ranchers are, just for simplicity's sake, are also there, like because they're working with you to try to solve this problem. And they say, from leading the other slugs, they say, each slug's mucus is slightly different. Each one has its own unique pH. They don't typically crawl in each other's lines.
Got it.
Oh, the other slugs, by the way, I think I described last session maybe briefly. This Julian is like a dark, like black with like small white streaks. The other ones are like, one is green and one is like yellow. Like they're all very uniquely colored.
Got it. I may have missed the detail.
No, that's okay. I may not have said it, but yeah, these huge creatures, I didn't describe what they look like at all. They're huge slugs, but they are different colors.
I think it's worth a shot to get the black goo from the place.
Is that the only option we have according to Douglas, or is there other things?
I do not believe the nanotar will be effective. But this creature...
How do you think the black tar will help, Douglas?
If it affects the creature as it does humanoid, it may heal the damage inside.
That's interesting. I like that. We should relocate it and perhaps try that. I like that.
It would be... risky.
Risky how?
I do not know enough about slug anatomy, or nearly enough about the substance.
Got it.
Mechanically, if we go this route, which is totally cool, because I like it, we're using previous things to solve current problems. There will be a percentage dice I roll on my side that will determine what happens.
Yeah.
I guess Dallas would make it clear this is not a guarantee.
No, yeah. We're rolling dice, and
Yeah.
it might not work, and it might. We can pick up more, maybe, but yeah.
Before we try anything, can I bring up the whole hot shadow thing to kind of like everybody? I don't know who I previously told, but like, can I make sure Doblis is aware of that fact, and maybe Betsy and Betsy's husband, and just basically everybody knowledgeable, see if they can like do anything with hot shadow.
The biologist is actually out there standing with you guys, kind of listening intently, like making notes in his little journal. And he says, just to be clear, you spoke to this squirrel. This squirrel spoke to this slug, who then told the squirrel who's now telling you. I'm not sure we can base anything on this fifth-hand knowledge you've received from this rodent.
Listen, buddy, he's doing a whole lot more than you have during this whole situation, so...
He
Do
squints
you
at
know
you.
anything about this hot shadow?
He squints at you and does not reply.
Mm.
The magistrate says,
Pretty
I
useless.
don't know what the hell a hot shadow could be. Just do it. The fucking slug's on its dying breath. I don't know that we should take it too seriously.
Kind of sounds like the biologist is killing the slugs. He doesn't even want to try to save them. Magistrate, I think we should have him shackled up. I was shackled for far less earlier, if you recall.
The half-orc, with all the potions and poultices on her bag attached, walks out and says, hey, what are you, what's going on? You guys are moving the slugs?
Yeah.
You have a potion called Hot Shadow by chance?
No.
Do you know what a hot shadow is?
It sounds like a sex position, but I'm not one I'd be interested in.
Yeah, so
Can I try my hand? I noticed the chalk markings, and the hot shadow just gives me like a flash. Can I try my hand at an Arcana check on the
Yes. Yeah, now that you know where the ruins are, I'd let you do the Arcana check with advantage, because you would know, like, magic better than probably anyone here. The half-orc woman says, I know a lot about slugs, and I don't think we should be moving them.
why is that?
It's not healthy for them. They need to be in a safe home environment. You should know better. She looks at the ranchers. And they say, who the fuck are you? No. All right, I'm not gonna check because I trust you. Did you roll a nat 20 on that Arcana check?
Yes, sir.
Well, I didn't like that, sir. You just put in there. I'm gonna take a second to let that sink in and not hurt me. Okay, almost there.
Mr. Wall.
And I'm good again. Okay, so with a nat 20, there are many things I have to tell you. You've seen runes like this before. And this is actually a glyph. And you know glyphs are used to basically, you would put a spell inside of a glyph. And when a creature or whatever circumstance happens that the wizard wants occurs, the glyph will activate whatever spell is inside.
So
And with
it's triggered.
Yes, it's basically like setting up a magical trap that is triggered when certain effects are reached. And with a nat 20, I'll tell you what the spell was. One second. I looked it up, but I forgot to write it down. I didn't think you were going to get a fucking nat 20. You know that this was a spell that you've seen cast, but you don't know how to cast yourself. It looks like the spell Contagion. And with a 20, you also know the glyph is close enough to activate and affect the slugs. The half-orc woman who's got the spells, or I'm sorry, the potions. She says, yeah, no, you guys need to get them back in that stable, like, immediately.
Yeah, but there's a spell that's effective. I need to get him back in there.
How do you know that?
Because I've encountered a similar spell before, briefly, and I've noted it down. I say as I look through my notes in my notes.
She looks past you guys and looks at the Magister and says, this is hogwash. I can take care of these guys right now. I have just the poultice needed. And she whips out, like, a potion like a bottle with like a whitish clear liquid inside, and she says, "Look, you guys have enough money. I can take care of this problem for you right now."
The magistrate, that's the magistrate's call.
She's telling the truth.
Yeah, I don't think she's telling the truth either, but that's the magistrate's call to make. So, magistrate, that's your call to make.
The magistrate says, "All right, kid, show me." And she walks up to Julian and like pours this solution out like onto him and starts like rubbing it into his sides like kind of haphazardly. And she says, "Oh yeah, this guy's gonna be fine. Like 2 days tops. And I'm happy to. That stuff's expensive. I'm happy to charge it to your account. They're gonna need 2 applications of this solution twice a day, every day for at least the next like 3 weeks. And I have enough, luckily, but it is rather expensive to make," she says. The 2 ranchers like look back like and stop leading Felipe and Jorge towards the tavern.
Yeah. So we're gonna. What's the lady's name? Sorry, ma'am. I didn't catch your name.
Oh well, that's probably because you didn't ask. She says kind of like shittily.
Yeah.
And she says, "My name's Daphne. Yeah, just like the queen."
Ah, sweet. Love that for you. Here's the deal. So that's what we'll do. In order to do a control test here, you're gonna be in charge of Julian. We'll leave him as is, as you requested. We won't fuss moving him, and we'll enable habitat for the other 2 fellas. So best of luck. You just helped us out tremendously because now we don't have to worry about the logistics of moving that fella, and we'll just get busy enabling new habitat for these 2 guys.
While you guys are talking, Doblis like runs his finger along the slug where she applied the poultice. What do you say, Nomad?
I was gonna. This might be a little off-putting. I was gonna actually try to attack this lady. I don't really trust her, and I want to see how she reacts.
With what? With your quarterstaff?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Roll an attack with advantage.
And well, we could go non-lethal damage. I just kind of want.
That feels like a good place to start.
I just kind of want to see how she reacts.
I would say all your allies at this area do see this look in your eye and they know what's coming. If you guys want to make a reaction of any kind.
That's a 14.
You see Nomad whip out his quarterstaff and get into a striking pose. It's fine if you guys want to let this happen. I just want to make sure I gave you guys that space. I feel like you would see that your friend is about to strike a person.
Yeah.
You can let it happen too. I don't want to yuck you guys yum. I just want to give you this moment.
No. I step in and I say, hold up. Let's focus on saving the fighting right now. Is not gonna help. We can. You guys can have a contest, a quarrel later. Let's focus. Let's finish the task out and get these 2 other ones to safety, and then we'll figure out what's going on with this lady.
Nomad, do you follow through?
Captain, don't you think it's a little suspicious how quick she was once we discovered that there was this spell thing? I don't know. I don't trust her.
I agree. Maybe we need to press her for answers, and
so let's just assault her in public with a lot of witnesses. So the story is straight.
Well, she can play victim.
Well, I don't know. People usually run. You know, you remember that goblin guy that we have tied up at the ship? Remember that guy?
It's true.
Yeah, you know.
The magister said...
Eat loud in regards to people we've had tied up on the ship.
The magister says, you have someone tied up on your ship?
No. I slipped in the ditch. Remember that one too? Oh, that was bad. That one hurt.
Doblis turns to you while they're talking, Amaya, and he says, this liquid is common lichen and salt water. This is no poultice."
I was afraid of that. That was. Do you know what could have triggered this spell? Can you think of anything that would have triggered it?
Likely just proximity, but it could be timed as well. Glyphs are complicated. Not my purview normally.
Hey, there was a lady back in the tavern reading a book. Can you ask her and see if she knows anything or has encountered anything in regards to glyphs?
He gets like kind of nervous at the thought of like having to interact with a person he's not familiar with. But you guys like have like a relationship. He's probably the closest with you, and maybe I feel like he's had good conversations with Red River, maybe. But he nods quietly and like starts walking towards the tavern.
Instead of attacking the slug, can I lick it to prove that it's no magical potion?
Before anyone can talk, you reach your head down and lick this creature. Make me a Constitution saving throw, please. You
Not
feel...
natural.
Yeah, a filthy 20? A dirty 20?
Yeah.
You feel like your tongue tingle for a moment. The taste is abhorrent. Imagine licking a cow from a field. However, you do taste mostly seawater as well, and you can tell it's from the liquid that was applied to this creature. And with a 20, make a... You know what? I won't even make you make a nature check. You can, like, taste that it's just seawater and, like, old leaves. And everyone kind of looks at you in, like, a grotesque way.
Yep. I'd like to announce the fact that this is seawater.
This guy doesn't know what he's fucking talking about.
Yeah, you know. Okay, fine. I'll re-roll for the attack this time.
Okay.
I better hit.
You guys will not have a chance to stop him this time.
Is that just a normal? No advantage?
Yeah, she's like pointing at you, but she's looking at the Magister.
Alright. So, roll. Oh boy, how's a natural 20 plus 5 sound?
Yeah, you strike her on the back of the head. Go ahead and roll damage with critical damage.
Alright. Critical damage.
If you right-click it, I think you could choose like a crit, yeah.
6.
You bonk her on the back of the head with enough force to like force her like prone forward. And the Magister is like, there's a moment of shock, and he turns, he shouts, "Guards, arrest this man!" And he says, "We're not going to tolerate assault on Mukatan." As 3 guards approach you.
I'd like to, if I have any time in that being,
You have a moment.
I'd like to try to smash as many bottles as I can on the back of her bag. Just out swinging or kicking or whatever it is.
She is not unconscious, but she is slow to get up. And you bring your quarterstaff down one more time before the guards grab you, and smash several of the bottles that all this like salt water and like bullshit that's been ground up into it leaks out.
Snake oil.
And the guards have you. They put you down like on the ground, like they've got a knee like on your arm, like, and they immediately manacle you. And he says, "Take this man away immediately."
Bring me to Terry. I've been waiting all day. This is my plan.
It was all along gone. Bucky says, "Boss, I'm gonna stay with this one, the wet one here."
Yeah, keep an eye on her, Bucky. You're doing great.
But the crab like leisurely follows you.
Angus, watch that crab for me. Don't let him get away.
Angus is not here, but he is in spirit.
Alright, Captain, watch my crab for me.
Sounds good, sir.
We're gonna have a feast.
Yeah, you guys walk away. You walk away. You're escorted to the barracks. When you get inside, you do see like a bulletin board with like several faces on it, and like, you know, here's 10 rules to report an HR violation in the Viridian Empire, stuff like that. But there's also the face of Varric and missing possible criminal, it says. The rest of you are out here, and the Magister says to you, Red River, he says, keep your people in line. I need you, but I don't need you.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah. The lady is trying to be counterproductive to our effort here. So you can understand how people can get frustrated. But that aside, we need to have a quick word here.
She's like shocked, and she goes to the man. She says, I think they should all be arrested. These people are fucking nuts.
She's trying to rob you. She's not trying to help. She's just trying to get a quick buck.
Yeah. Lady, you have no ground to stand on. Just keep your mouth shut while the grown-up's talking. Go take a hike and cool down.
She like rubs her head and walks away, like angrily.
Yeah. She can catch his hands if she keeps going. I pull the magistrate to the side and I go, hey man, we need to talk. For real.
He's like, this is the worst day of my life. When I was 6, I really wanted a fantasy unicycle, and you know what I got instead? A carton of fantasy cigarettes.
Yeah.
And that's now the second worst day of my life.
Well, here's the deal. Actually, it's not. Let me turn this around. Turn this round upside down for you. I think we're getting much closer to figuring out this problem. 2 things you need to consider. Those glyphs that my team found, that your team had been looking for weeks and did not find, and within a couple of hours we found.
Seems like a kind of rude thing to say. He says.
I know, but we are effective at what we're trying to do here. So.
That's true.
And we're not messing around. We're not pulling punches, as you can see from my fellow crewmate temperature on high. That's okay. We're gonna solve that later. But here's the thing: we need to focus on relocating. There are 3 things we need to do, and in no order of importance, but they all require equal priority. We have enough people on site. First thing is we relocated the slugs there. The third slug, Julian. If you want to uphold the lady's potion, which has been already proven not to be working, we can leave that slug there, but I would advise against it. If the slug's gonna die, it should be with his companions. Maybe that'll improve his chances, and we need to get them out of it. Second, we need the potion people and the science people to try to, develop something to take the glyphs away, so that the space can be reused. And the third, and probably the most important, is these things have no reason, on their own accord, with everything you guys have done, they should be thriving. You should have 10 of these, but you don't. It's starting to look more and more like an inside job, so I would recommend that this island will be put in lockdown, with nobody coming in or leaving the island until we figure out what's going on.
He is eating up everything you're selling. Like you've shown him, despite that hiccup, you've shown him that you've been fairly effective. So he arranges he gestures for the ranchers to continue, and the plan is still going to go forward. Just for the interest of time, he will allow 2 pieces of the lumber, the unused lumber on the place, to be made into a cart.
Yep.
And I feel like Varric could do that. I feel like that wouldn't be too hard of a task. And you've got the manpower with all these guards and you guys to move Julian safely. And after a few hours, it's probably 6 o'clock. Unless there's anything else anyone wanted to do, you're able to move enough, with some hard work, move enough of the special soil and move the tables around and put the slugs in the center of the tavern. Sarah, something else I forgot to tell you, or maybe you would just know this based on what you've heard Red River saying. Amaya, with a natural 20 that you rolled before on Arcana, there's 2 things I need to tell you about the glyphs. One is that they are not visible until they activate. So generally the glyphs are only visible to the person who created them until they trigger.
Mm-hmm.
So the best way, that the stables might be a more dangerous place to be than we thought. And the only way to truly destroy them is likely, unfortunately, to burn the stables down. And you would obviously relay this to Red River. Like, there's powerful magics that could undo glyphs and find the glyphs, but I don't think you guys have the spell power to achieve that.
Yeah, we don't got that.
That's some higher level stuff.
Okay. I relay that to.
All right. Yeah, let's bring it up to the magistrate. Magistrate, the scrubbing idea that our team, very intelligent team, led by Amaya, says that the only way to remove the glyphs is to burn the stables down.
He's like visibly disappointed.
Yeah. I know that set you back. Obviously, these resources were allocated to the stables, but if this is your industry here, and we want longevity, we should build new stables, and maybe make some improvements on the security.
He's like, fuck, I'll talk to Silent, but if you think that's what's best, I think that's what we have to do. And sure enough, he talks to the ranchers who begrudgingly agree. And he says, okay, I've been thinking. He gathers you all, like the biologist and the potion woman, Daphne. He says, okay, I need you guys to play nice. We've decided to burn the stables. And you guys are not going to hurt each other. And we're going to do both plans. You, he points at Daphne. You keep putting your poultice on the remaining slugs. And you guys, you run security as best you want. I'm not sure who among my guard can be trusted right now. So they are not going to patrol the tavern. They're going to patrol the rest of the island. Does that sound equitable to everyone here? Daphne goes, whatever.
Almost equitable. We should only apply that Daphne potion to the ones left to Julian. All the other ones are fine, have not exhibited any signs, and if the glyphs are to blame, them being away from the glyphs should be sufficient.
She says, she looks at the manager and says, look, I've got preventative poultices that obviously I'd be happy to apply to the ones that aren't sick yet. I would hate for this to spread.
Right. For this to spread, you've yet to prove that it is spreading. So we don't have any proof that it's a virus. So unless you can prove otherwise, we should move with caution. Because what if your potion affects them more?
She turns like to the magistrate and just says, look, I warned you. And he says, no, Red River's right. Just Julian for now. And who you guys have all had like a long day of laboring. Angus, I feel like you would help Varric kind of make the cart and move Julian in. Like that probably wouldn't be an issue.
Yeah, I can do that.
And Jasora would probably help. She knows shipwriting. I'd let her roll to try and get better at shipwriting, but we all know she was going to fail anyway. Who's staying up? Who's on guard duty? Or is everyone?
No. We gotta do shifts. We gotta do 2-man shifts.
All the rooms, like in my head, for a tavern in a fantasy world, it's like you've got the tavern at the bottom. Oh, I can draw. But you know, like a Skyrim, like every tavern in that game is kind of the same. At the bottom, you have like this is where like the drinks and tables are, and then like on the second floor, like ringing it, you have like the rooms.
Yeah.
This is the worst drawing ever, but you get the idea. And it's the same here. So sure enough, as night comes, the guards disappear. The owner of the bar, like a savage-looking dragonborn old man, kind of retires behind the bar where he has a secret place. Not a secret place, just his bedroom. And the other...
in the corner.
Yeah, yes, exactly. There's like a fire in some of them. And the other like members of this place, some retire to their ship, but several retire to rooms, including Daphne. Who are the groups? I'm sure it's like 2 shifts, right? I just need to know who's on the first shift and who's on the second shift.
I think the actual strategy.
Yeah. What's the strat?
As is publicly known, officially, 2 people are watching at all times, but there's a third one in our crew that is kind of hiding and watching, covering any blind spots or anything, you know.
So it's a 2-person patrol with a secret third.
With a secret third every once in a while, yeah.
Okay, who are the 2 secret thirds?
Would probably be our two most, our 2 most sneakiest ones would be Angus and Alder. Those are the ones that like to skulk about the most. And
So
the rest of the team would rotate.
yeah, there's like an empty room. Like one of the rooms is empty. Boy, how many different ways can I say that? There is an empty, vacant room that they allow you guys to use. It's vacant, you see. It's like a room, but there's nothing in it. No one's rented one of the... Jesus Christ. And you guys are using that to kind of sleep nearby. You're all kind of crammed into this, like, twin bed. It's not ideal. But maybe you guys grow closer. Maybe you have fun, like, nighttime stories with your best friend. You know what I mean? Like, those fun. You can only have them when it's very late.
Playing cards.
Yeah.
Waiting until the evening. Yeah.
And 2 of you who are not Angus and Aldar are patrolling. Cywin and Betsy like sleep with the slugs. That's just kind of their deal. Their whole lives are tied up in this. They care emotionally. They care financially. That's just how they
They're
are.
invested.
The slugs don't move a lot. Even the ones that are like alive and fine, like they're slugs. They kind of just slowly circle a single area, like over the course of hours. It's like past midnight, and Angus, you're on duty. Make me a perception check. I would say you're trying to set up a sort of, like, you suspect foul play. I would say you're on extra keen, like you're not falling asleep on this watch. I would say let's do it with advantage. See if you can get better than a 5. Because you guys have set up, you have like a plan. Like I would say that makes sense to me.
A 7. A little better.
Yeah, you don't see anything, and your shift ends. Aldar, he wakes you up for your shift, and you're tired as fuck. You're dreaming about. I mean, I don't want to be too dark. You're dreaming about your late wife and child. But it's your turn for the shift.
What am I doing?
Angus wakes you up with a little smooch on a little peck on your cheek. And you're on guard duty. Make me a perception check.
Perception. Okay. Mm, 13.
Your shift only started like 30 minutes ago. You're sipping on some like secret hooch that you brought because it's the only time you ever feel alive. And you see Red River and Amaya doing like concentric circles slowly. They're not talking a lot, but they're like, you know, they're just watching the edges of the tavern. Occasionally they step outside to make sure there's nothing going on outside. But they're in like a rotation, probably like a 20-minute rotation. And you hear the sound of metal against metal and coming from the center of the room. Do you have dark vision?
Let's see. 7. What page is that on?
It'd be your proficiencies, I think, on the left side. Additional it's under senses. I don't think Antler can do.
Passive. Nope, I do not.
The this room is like dimly lit by a few candles, I'd say. Just so I can get the picture. Amaya and Red River, what do you guys like? Do you guys have dark vision, or are you carrying something like a light source around, or are you just winging it in the dark?
I have dark vision.
Okay, so Red River's got no problem. Amaya's maybe got like a candle or something. That makes sense to me. Maybe a little lantern. Wow. Just by happenstance, Red River, you're checking the outside, and Amaya, you are inside, like near the bar. Aldar, you're the only one that hears this. What do you do?
I'll cautionary draw my sword, or I guess I'll roll for what I draw.
Yeah, let's see if you can grab a salami. Oh, we did give you a real weapon, by the way. I added it to your inventory.
Oh, I've got a mace. Okay.
You can still use the salami, mind you. Just know that you also have a mace.
I'll pull out a dagger.
Okay. And what do you do?
I guess I'll slowly start to walk towards the noise.
Yeah,
so I can be able to see it.
You get closer, and like you notice a few of the candles in this room have been blown out, and the area around the slugs is intensely dark. You hear the like slight snoring of Cywin, one of the ranchers.
I'll keep going towards the noise.
You hear like a meaty like blade going into a person. Like a And Sarah, with your Amaya, with your passive perception, you hear this too, coming from the center of the room.
I'll yell, "Hey, who's there?"
And
I do dark vision up to 60 feet, just by the way.
oh, Amaya, you turn and see two figures standing in a cloud of smoke. The smoke is not dissipating or moving, it's like centered in the middle of the room. And you can't see inside of it. Aldar, you're close enough now to see that like this smoke is lingering in the air and you can't see through it.
I'll still do my yell towards it to see if there's any response.
Oh shit, they say, and a small gnome breaches the smoke and swings a warhammer at you. And that's where we're gonna end it.
Oh, damn it.
We're gonna trade some fucking paint next episode, son.
Very nice.
Good job, guys. I did not know where we were gonna go today. Could have branched in a lot of different ways. But patterns are emerging. Some people are, knocking over the plates, and some people are trying to like get them in the sink. It's a wonderful little dance you guys are doing. Oh, you know what? A short epilogue. Nomad, you are locked into the single cell in the barracks, and they like lock the key and pull it away from you, and several guards are sleeping, but it's nighttime now. And one of the guards like walks towards you in the dark, and you put your fingers on the bars of this jail cell, and another set of fingers interlock with yours on the other side. And a face leans closer, and it's Terry. And he says, "I would never forget about you." And black screen. It's Terry. Terry's back in the game. But yeah, good job, guys. We'll pick it up here next week. We'll do maybe a romantic side stream, just with Terry and Nomad.
Very good, very good.
Yeah, that'll be the premium subscribers only. We can't put that one on Twitch. They have like rules on Twitch about what you can put, but we'll find someone who will stream it. But good job, guys. We'll aim for Tuesday. I think this Wednesday was a one-off, so the plan I think
Yeah.
is still Tuesdays going forward.
Yep.
But good job, guys. A+. I really thought it was going to be just how many people can we murder? I'm so very excited.
Did you have prisoner mechanics already figured out, or do you have to go figure that out now?
No, I made some assumptions that this might happen. Something like this might happen.
Very good.
Yeah, that was worked out.